Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
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 Welcomed.
Come well.
Let's see if it's actually working before we start.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was fucking
on
scary.
Yeah.
You only just
like
see
when
Mike
we
just
first got
appear in the
mics.
back for a second there.
Hey, here we go. Okay, so let us begin then. In that case. Oh, it's not. What's going on?
Oh, there's the videos.
Were the videos all gone?
Yeah, they've come through.
Have they? They haven't
Yeah, I
on
can see.
mine. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm way further behind you. Okay, in that case. Oh, I should don my Oh, I can hear someone's playing out loud.
I'm
Mike,
getting that.
You're not wearing headphones. What am I doing?
It's not me, man.
Don the cow. Choke thyself.
Good.
The only hat I've got.
I just like to think
We're
this is how
professionals.
Palpatine hurriedly got dressed before anyone walked into his room. And then he just sort of sits there impassively, like, I've been waiting for you. It's like, you haven't. You very quickly got dressed.
I can hear the stream
Yeah.
coming back through. Who's watching the stream
closed
out
it.
loud?
I'm hearing
Mike.
that. Is this
Michael is.
just Twitch? Because I don't think I've got that open anywhere.
Oh, maybe it's Roll20.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Obviously not me.
Oh yeah, make sure that you're muted, that you've muted yourself and stuff in. Roll20.
Yeah, I'm not broadcasting or receiving anything on Roll20. I've got it set to that.
Audio 0.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, mine's not coming up with anything.
It's gone now. I can't hear it anymore. So
Oh yeah.
Okay.
boil up a pot, take a seat by the hearth, and enjoy a fine brew. With the Journeyman Questers.
That's the bloody Journeyman. Oh, going on a quest.
Quick, put the theme on.
Play me off, Johnny.
Do 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 do. Do do do.
Timing you to coughing.
This is the lamest thing we've ever done.
This isn't. This is like, you know,
Like the opposite.
Goliath dick
This
energy.
is beautiful.
It's not.
Can we?
Before we start, just thought, Aiden, do you want to do a quick?
Very well. Wait. Oh, wait. What are you?
I'm-
Oh my goodness! What is that? Oh God, Tashi, please! You've got to duck. There's some powerful, incredible thing about to destroy you. But wait, no. He wields its power, and you can too. The assorted magical items, courtesy of our good friend.
Mr. James Gifford.
There he is! Oh, big dick joke!
He's a beautiful
Woo,
man.
woo, 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 woo.
JG.
Whether it's bizarre, which I fucked it straight away. Whether it's a bizarre book of misspells, the sinister shadow glass daggers, or the rather gross slime armor. These unique items come with their own unique rules and stories to inspire your adventures.
Slime armor for you, pal.
Put it just here. Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm really dark. Let's lighten things up. A bit too light.
Dark. Get that bloom. Be in oblivion.
Get that. Yeah. So,
Have you heard of the High Elves?
have you heard of the...
What?
Oh!
Why won't you die?
Thank
So-
you, kind sir.
We
Sorry,
begin
Mike.
today's session with a lovely catch-up from none other than our boy, the wordsmith himself, Aiden.
Siegfried's log. It's cold in the Varamark. Probably the most notable feature of that craggy expanse. They say a person is made by their environment. I've seen little to dissuade me of that particular folk wisdom. We squint in the Varamark. There's a harshness to our glare, which reflects the harshness of the terrain and the brute strength of the orcs who tamed it way back when. If you don't squint, you die. If you don't narrow your eyes, you won't see the raiders waiting to ambush you on the cliffsides, in the shrubs. If you don't narrow your eyes, the sun glaring off the thick white snow will eventually blind you. Openness is not a virtue here, you understand. Which is why my brother always confused me. Redemption? Don't think any of us present on the day of that oath taken had ever heard that one before. But the Gore Marshal didn't skip a beat. By the end of the day, Richter was a fledgling paladin with a tabard of his own. He looked proud that day. I was proud, but worried too. A fortress with open gates has little defence against the kind of malevolence which prowls these mountains, and Richter had just sworn it was basically an oath of openness. But this place, I think it makes more sense now, his oath. It's white here too, not like the Varamark. There you can look past the tundra, fix your eyes on a marker, a tree line, something to give you a sense of perspective. Here it just keeps going, endless, white. I don't like it here. I feel like you could go mad staring into that nothingness. But Richter seems to have the right eyes for it. He's been here many times, and when he looked into that void, he didn't lose his mind, but rather found his purpose. These friends of his, these gypsies, good lot, hardy, full of surprises. They've earned my order's gratitude, and mine personally. Richter is returned to us, thanks to their efforts. Took a lot of magic and a bit of asphyxiation, but there he stands, taller than before and, well, noseless. He's a bit changed, must be said, but I can't fault a soldier for adjusting to the battlefield. Well, there's a marker on the horizon now. Quite a few of them, in fact. The gates of this fort are blown wide open and malevolent sails towards this placid, bankless shore. The half-orc, the gnomes, the were-half-elf, they're readying for another big scrap right after the last. Good lot. If Richter can't make these Gith open their hearts, we'll open their throats. These stones, it's clear now. Bren's plan goes much further than the Varamark. And if my brother and his friends have chosen to take the fight to realms that Dawn's blade can't reach, the furthest points from all the light, and I salute them and swear that the tears of pride which roll down my cheek today will be used to wash the gore from my morning star this eve. Now let's have it!
Big fan.
Amazing. Of course, you may have an inspiration dice.
Oh shit, those, yeah!
So you get it as a person, Aiden. So obviously, you've got two characters sort of on the go at the moment.
I will transfer it to my split psyche.
Yes, your split psyche. So, previously, the Journeyman Questers had made their way through astral projection to the realm, the astral sea, the astral plane itself. A realm of dreams and cosmic swirling nothingness. A realm between realms, it is called. They found themselves in the astral library of Richter's dreams, their dear beloved friend who had recently perished, fallen to the hands of one of the devil twins. His soul now up for grabs. His patron, the Seeker, which supposedly dwells in this tower, fought with the entity, the devil entity Malik. Not a physical battle, but a battle of the minds over who should claim the soul. And luckily for our gypsies, 'twas Richter and the Seeker.
Hey.
A fierce battle ensued within the temple itself against the local populace of the Astral Sea, the Gith. a pirate race of strange, lanky, humanoid creatures clad in jewel-encrusted, almost crab-like armor, psionic strange powers, and misty steps. You fought with a supreme commander of a single sloop, and it was a fierce battle. But, as always, our gypsies prevailed. And upon prevailing began the strange ritual from the burnt diary, a ritual of life transference, a ritual that cost many material components, some small, some great, 10 pints of blood, a body of a similar type, the soul of the deceased, and a willing soul which the spell would consume, as well as a magical item that was dear to that individual that you were transferring life to. There is always a punishment for dying. Being
It's pretty
brought
OP,
back.
let's be fair.
Nulx, the great beholder of the tower, the spurned and the shunned, lay in the center upon the mosaic runes on the floor in the entryway of the tower. His tiny top hat askew and fallen off to the side. Papers scattered in front of him, his notes, his last final research notes for his patron the Seeker, in order to bring back, or potentially bring back, Richter. His dying wish for his soul to be the one used in the life transference ritual. So, all of the gypsies, each individually, put forward their claim as they all tried to pull and tease Richter's soul back into this mortal flesh. And with some very good rolls, Richter was brought back once more. A cheer from the gypsies, but
Hey!
naught was safe yet, for they still found themselves in this great astral library. The astral library now without gravity or seeming power. The various blue flames that once adorned the inside of this brightly lit temple, now extinguished. Books in their shelves floating. Papers, ink, splotted out into the open air and floating around. It would almost seem that this is now but a hunk of rock floating in an astral sea. Silas, running up to Richter and embracing you, trying to get the words across in her foreign language, now untranslatable. She showed that the bloodstone indeed was there, and Richter claimed it in an instant, it reforming in crystalline shards into the Hearthstone halberd. And you began to fly upwards through the canopy of Zook's staff, which he summoned back to him, and up to the very top, Nox's observatory. As you pushed the door open, Zook looked out across the astral sea, and with a very, very good perception roll, managed to just spot what looked to be the gleaming of metal, the glinting of a few stars in the distance, but the stars were getting bigger. And with some investigation, you surmised that you had potentially had an hour if they were travelling at the rate they were. And you knew these to be Gith vessels, a fleet headed towards the library. Perhaps this sloop that had intercepted earlier was naught but a scouting vessel. And with some of the Gith, including the Supreme Commander, escaping, who knew what was next for the library and the Seeker that dwells within? As you push open the door up into Nox's observatory, I'll reread. We've been here before, and I have these notes, so we're gonna. Oh, Mike,
Yeah?
your video's gone.
No, it hasn't.
It has.
It has.
It has.
It has.
It has.
Emily.
Emily, come back to us.
It means all of our screens shift over, and it's like completely messed up on the stream.
Oh, I'm Dutch!
Yeah.
Wait, what?
There you
There
go.
we go.
There you go.
Hey.
There's his beautiful face.
What's happened with Zoom? Was it Zoom or the chat?
I think it was Zoom.
I think it was when you left.
It
Zoom
was, it was you. It was your fault.
Ooh, some shade throwing about. So
Wait, what did you say, boy?
You're fine. We're back. We're good.
We're good.
Nolx's observatory sits at the top of the Astral Library. A large domed room of curved glass panes looking out into the shifting nothingness of the astral sea. Light pours into the chamber, creating a warm greenhouse-like workspace. A huge brass and copper telescope-like contraption of unimaginable scope takes up the left-hand side of the main room. Other glass tubes and chutes off from the central chamber to other smaller pods, other rooms connected to this central room. Taking a good look around this room, you can see there's a large workbench and desk laden with papers, navigational and alchemical instruments, and many stacks of various books. On one side of the room is a Richter. You remember, you see the easel set up, facing what looks to be like what you know is a load of canvases under a big kind of blanket.
Of course.
You'd previously been here and seen the paintings that Nox was doing.
He was quite the talented beholder.
You can see there is a painting set up on the easel that, rather than being sort of scribbled out, looks to be nearly finished. And it is a beautiful portrait of Silas and Gaze in the kind of bottom left. Nolx at the back, kind of taking up the majority of the room. His top hat slightly askewed by his small eye stalk at the top.
Awesome.
And on the left, on the other side, is you, Richter, in your human form. You also
I lost my
see,
words for a moment.
A small wooden trolley with the kind of paints, charcoals, and brushes. There is the garden table and chairs that are set up in the centre of the room. But there is no delicious smelling tea or hot steamed buns. Everything is just floating. It's just lifted off the ground in the zero gravity, and all of the tea is cold and is spilt out, and all the leaves are kind of dirtying the air around. The chessboard that was laid out is scattered and floating.
Oh, that's depressing.
All of the flora and fauna, there's like a large kind of plant that grows up the side in this kind of botanical area, and you can see that one of the tubes off to the right hand side, inside there you can see many flowers and trees. It looks to be some kind of garden.
An arboretum.
Silas enters, kind of dragging you along, but you stop in front of the floating portrait. And she sort of turns and wipes some tears away and says something in her language that you can't understand.
Richter does not feel that he will be able to proceed through this without in some way being able to communicate, so he's going to begin his 10-minute comprehend languages ritual.
Does comprehend languages allow you to... It just allows you to understand written and verbal?
Oh, I thought it was verbal, but I can double check.
I'm not sure either. I just wanted you to check.
Here we go.
I know that you can't speak back, but I want to know what you can understand.
For the duration, you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. You also understand any written stuff that you see, but you must be touching the surface. So it doesn't tell you learn a language, it just translates it, I guess.
You begin casting your ritual, and at first, the hand movements you're so used to are clunky, and you feel.
I'm sorry, Silas. I've got a githy new body.
Yeah, you feel strange, but eventually, you begin casting your comprehend languages. As far as spell slots and stuff go, you are full.
Thank you for that, Meta. Thank you.
However, physically, you feel extremely weakened. You don't know what that means in terms of mechanics, but yeah, you don't have to cast comprehend languages as a ritual. You can just use a slot, but obviously you don't have that many, and you don't know what it is.
So presumably, with this exhaustion I've got, the fact that movement in this place is governed by will. If movement were governed by musculature, would I be sort of fucked?
Your muscles aren't necessarily that exhausted. You are exhausted in your mind.
Oh,
more than
they're just
anything.
brand new. Okay.
And your body is trying to fight this weird urge of, you're having phantom pain in places that aren't there. Your body is
nose.
longer.
Ah.
Yeah, your nose. Silas begins to make her way up towards there's 3 offshoots that are just like glass tubes that lead off this central room. She heads down, let's say middle, left, and right. To the right, you can see there's a tube headed to some kind of garden, and she heads down the left.
The left, okay.
She begins.
Are you sure, Zook?
Me? I don't know.
Are you sure that's what you see? I can't see a thing out there.
I swear, there's something glinting in the distance, and it looks like the same kind of hull. I think I heard the term hull used before to refer to ships.
Nice.
They're glinting. They're coming. They're definitely coming this way. My eyes do not lie regularly.
This is ill news. Then we must leave as soon as we can.
We must.
Lest we want another lighthouse incident.
I'm gonna rush up to Richter, and just stop him and be like, Richter, it's really,
there you are.
Really quite something to have you back.
It is. I wish circumstances were not so hurried at the moment. I do apologize. I feel ever so slightly taller than I was before, and everything seems quite a bit further down. Although in this place, distance is a bit relative, I suppose.
It's
not
something
used
you
to
have
this.
to get used to.
Not used to this.
Your voice sounds gruffer.
Try and sound like Richter. No, I can't do it. No, it's hard.
I think that comes with the change, I suppose. Listen,
I'm just coughing too hard.
I know that you must be tired, and I hope this helps. And I'm going to palm you the Pearl of Power.
Oh.
I'll send you a photo of what it does. But please, the word is restore. You say it into the pearl, some of your magics will come back. I feel like you might need this now.
Just meta. Do you mean as in like slots?
Yes, you get if as an action you can say the word, and you get to replace a first, second, or third level spell slot.
Just
nice.
so you know,
once per day.
It does
I think I'm
require
full.
attunement, just so you know.
It does require tuning.
Okay, cool.
Which takes a bunch of time, but
I will hold on to that. I think I'm full slots wise at the moment, but thank you. What was the word again? Sorry.
restore.
Restore. Well, I don't say that into it. I hold it away and say restore to remember. My arm's so long now. Jeez. Oh.
Ruthus comes up as well and clasps you on the shoulder. Richter, it's good to have you back.
Thank you,
glad
Lord
you're
Mayor.
here.
I'm glad to
as
be
a
back in your
glisten,
service.
his eyes glisten. And
Should we
then
share
he
a nod?
slaps you on the back again and he says, but there's no time for it. You better start redeeming yourself now that you're back and get us out of here.
Oh, I intend to redeem this whole evil race. Dutch, good to see you.
You're back. It's brilliant. It's beautiful, but your arms are like skinnier than before.
I know.
And your nose is gone.
Yes.
And your quads are like tiny, and You look frail, man.
I appreciate this, Stutch. It's good to have this pointed out. You, more than anyone else, understands the difficulty of someone you loved returning looking very different. So I appreciate your compassion in this moment. Thank you. My arms do feel quite skinny, but I must say, they feel
I give
stronger.
him a big hug.
I give you a hug back, and you notice the hug is stronger than it used to be. These arms may seem skinny, but they are limber.
Grab him by the shoulders. I'm like corded steel.
Ow! Christ! I'm exhausted.
Who's Christ?
I
do
don't know.
feel
I've
we are-
been in this realm. There are many gods and phantoms and stories here.
This Christ sounds like a bitch.
Richter, I do have
I
a
feel like
question.
we are very
Sorry?
quickly becoming the most ugly band of adventurers we've ever seen.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, Rufus. You shouldn't judge that so
You know who was beautiful?
strictly.
The Silver Shifters. Look what happened to them.
It's good to know you still have your memories. Now, I did want to ask Richard. We may have only some time, but this is a place that we don't know if you're going to get back here again. Is there anything that you need now?
I think
I
what
can
would
go
be
and fetch it.
I think what would be important would be to try and gather up as much of Nolx's recent work as possible. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. It will hopefully just be the papers stacked on top of some stacks in this room perhaps, but he was certainly researching something. He understood about the danger that was approaching this place, and he has an insight into the Seeker, which, while I may have more connection to them, he seemed to have studied them for longer. I do miss him. But also, yes, I think it would simply be important to gather up as much important-looking research as possible. I do not know if we can fight an armada.
Okay, what are we looking for? I'll help.
Maps, anything that appears connected to this vast, strange cylinder that he would place his eye into. Feel free if you wish to take a look yourself. I'm not sure if I can operate it. Also, we must figure out where Silas has gone.
Do you have any idea why we're floating?
This place was anchored. I do not fully understand the metaphysics of it, but when the Seeker appeared before me, I did witness vast chains. There is something about this place which is anchored in this space, in the same way that those astral ships have some kind of anchoring mechanism to maintain some semblance of physicality. These words, I don't know how they're in my head, but something has broken this place. Perhaps it was simply the walls being punched out, or perhaps it is simply the Seeker being under threat. But the rules that once governed this place do no longer.
What of Silas? What do you think she's doing? Where is she taking us?
She goddamn well brought us here. She better have a plan to get us out.
I cannot say, but I trust her implicitly. I trust her with my life and all of your lives. I do not expect you to extend that trust to her, but please, have faith.
Oh, you got yourself a girlfriend, do you, Richter?
Well, I mean, no, absolutely not. We're fellow scholars.
She
of,
punches you on the shoulder and tussles your new weird spiky hair.
Guano, you haven't changed.
Look, all I know is that this place is important to you. And also what I do know is that those devils fucked you over, didn't they?
They did. They absolutely did.
You know what my oath is like?
I do. There is, on your behalf, there is a recompense to be paid.
It's good to have you back.
It's very good to be back, sister. Thank you.
She gives you a hug.
Wait. What of the devils? Have they... Where are they? Did they follow us
We
here?
still don't know if they're here still. They might be.
I must say, I do, in this rebirth, feel a weight has been lifted in regards to thoughts of Malik. That can only be a positive thing, but I fear for Dylan.
I'm standing right here, friends. I think, Mike, you should RP your brother. You do a very good Dylan.
Yeah. Well, Oh, mate, it's gone.
Well, howdy.
Well, now, I do believe that
Well,
Father
well, then.
Aureus ate my ass with quite a I do decree.
Oh, man, it's
That's canon now. It's canon. He's not here.
This is
Not
always
canon.
happens when a character's not here.
I can't do it without
man body.
turning him into a fucking redneck.
I mean, I can do it, but
When I used to hang out with the other werewolves, I put peanut butter on my dick.
No,
but they-
no.
Oh, a little bit.
No.
Went a bit West Indies there for a second.
Right. Anyway,
One
All right.
second.
Dylan turns to you and says, "Well, Victor, I wouldn't trouble yourself about me now. My contract is my own, and I'm just glad that you have managed to break yours, if that is what has happened. But yes, please tell us, what do we need? What are we doing here?"
I wish I had more time. An hour, you say? There is. How many? Do you have some rough estimate? Do you mean like 2 or 3, or are we talking numbers here?
I would say perhaps between a dozen or 2
My
ships.
My God, a single scout ship gave us that much trouble. They will be back in greater numbers. The knowledge in this place is deeply valuable, but it is strange. I feel I should be more panicked for it. The loss of this knowledge would be the greatest loss I could ever conceive of. You saw how I reacted when a book were burned. To see this place go up in flames should fill me with terror, but it does not necessarily. I feel that if the Seeker were to survive, if the Seeker, who I believe is still here, you did speak of some form of apparition that aided you in the battle. If she were to be saved, perhaps so too would every scrap of knowledge preserved. I do not know this, but I feel this place is lost, and it hurts me to say this, but I cannot ask the Gypsies of Fortune to stand against an armada of ships. It would be suicide and foolish, and I mean, there's suicide and there's suicide, and I feel that this would be the bad one.
The Seeker seems a being beyond any of us. I think they will be safe, no matter what happens to this place. But I cannot see another gypsy fall today. We must prioritize our escape.
We must gather up what we can. I feel that I should go and find Silas and see what she is doing. I mean, I must say, Zook, you have a far greater understanding of the arcane than I do. There is likely to be quite a bit of text in this room that I would not fully understand. Perhaps you could look over some of it.
I'll do my best, but really my knowledge of the magics are that which pertains to the material world, the forests and the air and the sea, but I will do my best. I'll see what I can look for. I have keen eyes, at least.
Dutch, you said that you had... I mean, I'm quite impressed. I want to hear more, but you said that you had commandeered an astral ship at some point?
Yeah, like, unless you're touching it and thinking about where you want to go, you won't go there.
Really? Was there any kind of obelisk attached, or could it be weaponized, or is it scuttled now?
There's some big crossbows on the front with hooks and chains. It's made of metal, and like, yeah.
That's good to know. Perhaps we could use it somehow, but I am not wholly certain, my friends. I feel as strangely ignorant as you are as to what we should do in this moment. I am quite panicked, however.
So
we must leave it.
What is everyone doing then?
All right, I'm gonna go find Silas.
Okay, you're going to find Silas.
Hunting for clues of research down my notes.
You want to look through this room?
Yeah, I think I'll do the same and look through all the tomes, try and find something about leaving this realm.
Okay. If anyone searching this room, searching like the desk and the books, roll me an investigation check. I can give I'll give Zook advantage because Brother Draug is helping you.
I'm gonna have a look around for stuff that isn't attached. Anything shiny?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What happened?
Oh my god. I don't know if you can see, but I just rolled 2 20s.
No!
No.
I just rolled 2
Oh.
fucking 20s.
Oh,
That is statistically so unlikely.
That's never happened. That's never
That
happened.
has never happened. We have
That's
never
the-
had. Thank you.
That's been
That's
like
the
3
only
years. She just like...
Have to have some water.
We finally have an upside to 2020.
Oh my god.
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yes.
You
Oh,
just
my
ended the
lord.
curse of 2020 by
Oh.
rolling that.
amazing.
I'm so annoyed that had to happen.
For that,
on Zoom.
yeah.
Okay, so
You finished the painting.
double crit. Rufus, what did you get?
I got an 18 as well.
An 18. Dutch,
I got a 3.
a 3. You begin rifling through some of the books, Rufus, and the tomes. A lot of them are in what languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
There's an Elvish tome, but it seems to be kind of like light reading to do with some fictional stories. But the other tomes seem to be in an archaic script. You can't necessarily place what the script is. You would hazard maybe a variant of Undercommon or something similar. It has that kind of feel about it. But you're unable to discern the actual text of the book. You do, however, gather a feel of most of them from the pictures. And a lot of them are to do with like astrology and the stars and navigation. A lot of it's to do with the planes. Some of them are to do with like the different planes of existence. There's some maps of like all of the planes and the kind of cosmic wheel, which is like how all of the planes sit. But there's no, without being able to read it, there's no specific stuff to do with trying to escape or the astral sea.
Okay. Can I hang on to them?
There's a big stack.
Oh, okay.
You can maybe take a few. You grab. You grab the one that's to do with the planes. You grab one that's to do with navigation, and you grab one to do with astrology.
Nice.
Dutch, you kind of scan around the room, and there's, other than the chessboard and the kind of T in the middle, you don't really spot anything of interest. There is, however, the huge brass strange implement that sits to taking up one whole side of the room, this giant telescope-like contraption.
Yeah, I'll have a peek.
You move over and you can see there is like a small little eyeglass section, and you peer down into it. And within you can see a marble, a sphere, an orb. And it's slowly kind of rotating on an axis. It looks like a map, but it's like stretched around a sphere. It looks wrong.
So, wait, it's a map, and they've crushed it into a ball.
It looks like islands and stuff, yeah.
Why'd you do that when it maps is flat?
Exactly. You're not entirely sure what you're looking at.
I'll give it a slap. It's obviously broken.
You give it a slap, and the whole thing moves round on like a pivot. And when you look back through, you can see that you are looking at that same sphere, but from a different side.
Nah, I stopped looking.
Okay. Zook, you and Brother Draug both begin looking through the notes on the table. As well as the notes, there is this small, strange brass contraption that Brother Draug seems to identify as... he's seen things for children in Xanthar, the capital, that were kind of built like this, that show the galaxy and show where the different planets sit and align. but it is not of the galaxy. It is of... He's not really sure what it's of, but it must be some kind of navigational instrument, but it just looks bizarre to you. It doesn't seem to display any kind of logic or rhythm to it. And it just has little small rocks that are placed in these like holders that you can just move them around everywhere, and it just kind of swings. But you look through the desk and you find, as well as a set of alchemical tools, you can see that Nolks has been working on... There's all these notes and they're all written down. Unfortunately, a lot of them are written in a weird language. It's not any language that you've seen before, but you both managed to discern that it's probably Beholder.
Okay.
You can't read any of it, but both of you gauge that it seems to be... There's like one sheet that seems to be the kind of components of a spell. There's like runes, there's sigils, there's various elements, there's like text that you would read. And it looks to be a spell of some kind of imprisonment. And the notes, because you rolled a nat 20, the notes seem like Nolks is trying to unpick that spell and find a weakness in it. Some way of being able to unbind this spell.
Duke looks at it. This looks like Nolts' work. It looks like he's struggling to undo something. This could be it. This could be the key. Dylan, what if we freed the Seeker? There were glyphs on the floor back there, underneath the ritual that we cast to bring Richter back. There were some kind of drawings. That was where that apparition, that the woman, she appeared near there. Maybe.
Right. Yes. I mean, why would it be that we could free the Seeker when a creature such as this had no hope?
But don't you see a prison sometimes it's like a cocoon. It can't be broken out of. It has to be peeled away bit by bit. Or a prison, when you're in there with nothing, you have nothing around you, but we have the ingredients, like a potion. We can make the potion because we have access to the forest. Something that's cocooned does not. We have the ingredients. We may not be as powerful as what is in the cocoon, but we have the necessary parts to release it. I don't know if I want to, though.
I don't think we do. Looking at these notes, there's a spell in which, an extremely powerful spell in which seemingly binds a creature or bans an entity, but there is no spell here to undo it. Notes seems to be looking at it.
But Dylan, think. We learned how to make poisons together, did we not?
This is very different to that, Zook.
Hear me out. A poison is something that destroys a person's inner balance.
Right, it's caustic.
An antidote, you take it from the very poison. Don't you see? The poison that is destroying the Seeker, the antidote is within this. The thing that we can fix. It's hidden among these pages. We can't read this, but Richter might know. He might be able to make the antidote.
Right.
We should gather these up.
Okay, you gather the necessary notes up. And on the end of the counter, you find a tome. It's an old, dusty tome. In fact, sorry, I've completely misspoken. There is no tome. You see on the side of this desk is something wrapped up with a bow on it.
Huh. Looks strange. It's very neat.
It's like a very neat present.
What do you think this is? Zook isn't familiar with what presents are, I don't think.
Right. Brother Draug lifts it up, and there's a little kind of note, one of those little present kind of notes attached to it. And he kind of flips it over. Oh. It's not sand. It doesn't. It's a present, Zook. It's a gift. Someone has wrapped it in order for them not to know what the gift is when they give it to the other person. It's a winner's crest thing sometimes, or a day of birth. You might have a gift.
Baffling to hide something that you want someone to know eventually. Strange. Okay, so we have a gift.
Right, better not open it though. It's rude if it's not for us.
Dylan, look where we are. Look around you. What do you mean rude?
Well, I'm not opening it. He pushes it, gives it over to you.
I can just give the gift to the person it's intended to.
Yeah, Rufus, you stride over at this point. A gift, a present of some kind, Lord Mayor.
Oh, I'm opening it. I start unwrapping it.
Oh no, Zook! And you just tear it open, and inside is a very beautiful looking tome. It's got blue kind of inlay, an intricate kind of design on the front, and it reads on the top, "Book of Intellect."
Strange. Intellect. I mean, I don't know. But can I sort of open the cover and have a look inside?
You open it up, and it seems to be some kind of tome regarding the various things of life. In fact, it strikes you as something that isn't very necessarily very kind of intellectual. It's more something that's up your street, Zook. It's like talking of philosophy and the ways of the world and intuitive nature.
Well, this is an interesting few pages. Not that I'm accustomed to read much, but this language, if it were spoken around a meeting of the druids, it would not be out of place. It's words of wisdom. A lot of it rings true in my mind. This is a strange message coming from a place of such oddity. I think we should show all of this to Richter. He might make heads or tails of it. Yeah, I'll gather the book up and.
Oh, I've misspoken. The title of it is Tome of Understanding. Sorry, not Tome of Intellect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
talks of the world and of the great sages and the great prophets, and it just has like a rich. It's lovely. So you're flipping through, and it's just really nice.
Well, if it's a gift from Nox, then I'm sure Richter will want to see.
Yeah, well, it could be intended for him, indeed.
Indeed.
Richter, you and Guano head towards where Silas went, and you head down, and you can see Silas and Gaze in one of the spheres, which looks to be her room. She's packing things.
I
into
stop
a
at the
satchel.
threshold. Doesn't seem right. Silas?
She looks back to you, and she says in her native tongue, which you understand. Richter, we need to gather the things. We need to. And then she says like some words in common that's broken. She looks like she's standing there struggling, trying to talk to you. She thinks. No.
Yeah, I put my hand up and sort of shake my head, and just I sort of do a kind of twirling motion with my hand to suggest the faster way.
You notice that there are like kind of glyphs floating around kind of near you occasionally, which kind of mark the being able to understand. They float by your ear and around your eyes.
I point at those glyphs and point at my ears and nod at her.
She points at her glyphs and points at her ears.
Oh God, you can hear me. Oh Lord. Oh, how embarrassing. Okay, what do we need to connect?
And she's like, you can understand me, and then, but if anyone else is watching, so for Siegfried, it's just two people talking different languages at each other, but they understand. Right. Oh.
Great.
I mean,
okay. What do we gather?
Go to Nox's chambers. Anything of use we have to take. Everything else we're going to burn.
Okay. What is of use? Just so I know.
I don't go in his chambers, but I imagine he keeps things there.
Okay. Before I go, Nox is quite likely to have trapped his chambers, right? That seems like a beholder thing to do.
Well, I mean, he forbid me from going in there, but you would turn up randomly, and it did worry him.
Okay, I will go to but Richter sort of pauses. Silas, this is all a bit hurried, isn't it? But I wanted to say I am sorry about Nox. Truly, I'm very grateful to him for the gesture he very clearly made.
Well, it must have been for a reason. The Seeker willed it, and he enacted it. You are the hope for the Seeker. Nox spoke of it. Nox spoke of how you were the one. You were the one that will one day free the Seeker.
Well, I will be sure in my life to redeem Nox's ultimate sacrifice, and thank you. I saw the painting. It's very nice.
Yes, it is. We should take it.
We should. We absolutely should. Yes, we should roll that up.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm going to go to Nox's place.
Yes,
where do I go?
And she's kind of like mid packing still.
Okay. Right. I'm off.
I'll see you in a sec. Yes.
What the hell are you looking at, Guano?
Okay,
Let's go. Come on.
Guano's just there, like against the side, just grinning and laughing. You head back towards the main chambers and meet up with everyone else.
Hello, everyone.
Richter. Listen. Take a look at this.
Huh?
I think I found what the Nox was perhaps writing.
Oh.
It seems like a spell of some kind of incarceration, but I don't know if Nox was perhaps trying to free what was incarcerated. It seems as though perhaps it was the Seeker. When we entered, there was some kind of glyphs, much like your own, written on the floor.
Right.
And that was the same place that we saw this apparition of a woman appear. What do you make of it?
It's very interesting. I take a look at the spell. Does it appear like? Is it like? Can I see? Oh yeah, the Beholder speech. I should be able to read it, I guess. Touching it.
You read the spell. The spell that is being kind of broken down here is incomplete. The spell itself is kind of unfinished in terms of the one that is called imprisonment. And Nox has clearly been trying to break it down and kind of unravel it in order to maybe break it. It is a 9th level spell called imprisonment. Whoa. It doesn't go into too much detail of exactly what it does, but you know that it is one of the highest ways that anyone can imprison anything.
This is incredibly deep magic. This magic toys with the very fundamental forces of reality and that beyond. This is very powerful. Did you find anything else?
Yes, well, this strange book called The Tome of Understanding. There's some lovely messages in it, but
there are?
It's more about how to go about living one's life, not so much.
Richter, it was wrapped up in, and Dylan passes you the kind of tattered remnants of the wrapping paper.
Oh, sure.
It didn't have your name on it, but Zook didn't understand gifts, and he just opened it up.
I mean, gifts are strange. And I mean, if it didn't have anyone's name on it, I mean, I don't see any Any foul? Was there a card?
There had no name on it.
Oh.
I just don't see the point of concealing something that you're going to give to someone. It doesn't compute.
So it's surprise and it's nice, and it's the whole gesture of it.
Yeah, maybe we should all do it sometime for each other. That
might be nice. Yeah. Well,
I
I think we should.
But all my fucking money was in the bag.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely hold on to this.
Where
okay.
to, Richter? Are we headed out now?
Okay. I need to go directly to Nox's chambers. Apparently, there should be some valuable stuff there. But basically, we're torching the place. I've talked to Silas. For whatever reason, she seems fairly confident that this place can actually be sacrificed in some regard, and that would explain my lack of trepidation over this place's destruction. Basically, we're going to grab whatever's useful. I appreciate, considering the various languages in here, that might be a bit difficult to pass for everyone. I'm heading to Nox's. Go on.
Absolutely no sense to me, Richter. And you can see Siegfried's just pulling books off the wall. She opens them. There's nothing within any of these.
What? I go over. I take a look in the book.
It's as you remember. All of the books on the wall have nothing in them.
Oh.
You
right.
You only ever got knowledge when you were given it by the Seeker.
Ah, of course. This place. The repository of it. Very well. The books are worthless.
Except for those ones I picked up.
Yes.
Except for specific ones, yes.
Yes. It appears that things that have been written by Nolks, perhaps Silas, who knows, maybe even Gaze has dunked himself in some paint and then scraped himself against the parchment. Who knows? It could have valuable messages. Basically, if you can see things with writing on them, try and gather up what you can. Gentlemen, the library is going to burn, and it's our opportunity to sack it while we can.
But Richter, who does Silas fear gaining access to this place?
The same people that Nox did, I believe. People connected to the gift, to the people that look like me. I am still unsure as to their true nature, as to what they desire. But I know they seek ill will towards this place, and some of the secrets that are here, some of the secrets that I have given this place, some of the secrets that were already in place here, they must not fall into certain hands. So, it may be the case that... Oh, go on. Sorry, Lord Mayor. Continue.
I'm very confused, but I will do as you say, Richter.
I'll tell you what. It's possible Silas may be dousing things to be destroyed. Perhaps she can point you out. Oh, look at that!
Oh!
Drow, there's a life in your black eyes suddenly.
How's it going?
Here he is.
Hey, friend.
Live elf.
Hey.
All right, I need to reposition everyone. So you begin to head towards Nox's chambers. Just repositioning everyone on the stream.
Why is he there twice?
Because
there?
Mike.
Audio.
I only got the one. It's all good.
What?
I'm just.
Do you mean he's?
I'm just
Everything looks
repositioning.
normal here.
No, he's twice on the video. Don't worry.
Oh.
All right.
RP amongst yourselves while I quickly sort this out.
So wait,
No.
we can just burn the place down, and Silas believes that the Seeker will remain.
Yes. Well, as I was telling Dylan Drow just a moment ago, as a form of recap and exposition, having recently spoken with Silas, she has determined that this place is to be scuppered. There is an armada of ships here, and this place the Seeker will somehow survive beyond this place. They cannot find what is hidden here. So we're to gather up anything of value and destroy the rest, perhaps before they even arrive. I'm going to Nox's chambers for more information.
Right, and the rest of us are finding any books with text in them, keeping them, and any that don't, we are burning.
There's a third exit from this room, correct? Should we split up?
I think so.
The third exit is Nox's chambers.
I'm gonna fly.
I'm not against anyone following me. That's fine.
Wait, I thought you said there's 3 coming from this room. So one went to Xylus's room, one went to Nox's.
Yes.
One went to
there's-
an arboretum.
And there's one that went to the garden.
That.
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna go to the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're all sorted. That I have to just shift everyone around. Okay. So now that we're back, who's heading to the garden? We've got Zook and we've got Rufus. And everyone else is headed to Nox's chambers.
Okay.
You head towards the what looks to be a botanical sphere off to the side, and within are a great sort of plethora of different various vegetation, strange, alien-looking plants of all manner, of all kinds. There's another kind of garden set up, like a table and some chairs. But there's just an old cup of some kind of tea that's floating there. Everything's swaying in the zero gravity, and all of the dirt is kind of lifted up off the ground. It's almost like you're in a kelp forest with everything kind of swaying, as if something's kind of pushing it about, but it's just the gravity itself moving everything about. If you want to have a kind of look around, you can either roll a survival check, a nature check, or an investigation check, depending on what you're doing.
I'm going to roll an investigation.
Survival.
I'll leave the plants to you, Zook. I'll look around for anything else.
You've got it, Lord Mayor. 19 on my survival check.
Rufus?
I got a 9.
A 9.
Oh, wait. Sorry, 21.
21.
Yeah.
Rufus, you begin combing through the underbrush in this garden. It is humid and sweaty in here. The warmth or the light coming through the glass is creating that kind of glass greenhouse effect. But it's also even more peculiar stepping on a glass floor, or not even stepping, floating across, when you could essentially just see through the ground. But there is no up, there is no down. All there is the plants that are facing a particular way. And it kind of puts you off balance and confuses you, and you float around for a while. And unfortunately, you come up short. There just seems to be plants in this room. Zook, you find a few things.
Ooh, cards.
Hey.
You find and recognize you find 2 like sort of bundles of chromus slime. These are some of your herbalist things. Some chromus slime. You find a lavender sprig.
Linda.
You find some blue toad shade, these little mushrooms.
Oh yeah. How many of each?
Just the one blue toad shade.
Zola as well.
Yeah.
You find next to it an amanita cap, which you've seen before. It's growing there.
Mm-hmm.
Which you know is a kind of poison effect one. But you also find, and I don't know whether you have any vials or anything on you, but floating, kind of gathered from some of the leaves, but now floating in zero gravity, you see this swirling liquid, which you know to be elemental water.
Ooh.
Oh my god, yeah. I imagine that every time I quaff a potion as an alchemist, I would stuff the empty bottle back in the pack. So, my god, yes. If it's elemental water, can I use shape water to kind of like entice it into the bottles?
Absolutely.
See how many I can fill up.
You tease it down in. You manage to fill up 3
Oh,
vials.
yes.
Shit, yeah.
You also find a James Gifford magical assorted item.
Oh!
You find the herbalist bundle.
Goodness.
Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, that looks exciting.
So you need to roll me a need to roll me a d4 plus 1 to see how many ingredients your bundle has.
Okay. It's a 1, so 2.
So it only has 2. It's a small bundle. Now you need to roll me a d6 to see what type.
That's a 2.
So the first one is some pepper berries. And roll me again, because there are 2 different types in here.
Sprigs on sprigs.
It's a 4.
And lover's thorn.
Ooh, just in time for Valentine's.
You're not sure what either of them do yet, but the pepper berries look to be, as you kind of pick them up, they are extremely warm. You can feel the heat like coming off them just from your hand being near. And the lover's thorn is kind of it's bent and twisted in a way that looks like 2 lovers sort of intertwining.
Nice. Zoot gets a little bit of a gnome semi.
That is unfortunately all you find, though.
Okay.
A 9
Sweet.
is not good enough, Ruthus. Apologies.
I'd expect.
The others, you head into Nox's chamber. This sphere contains a bed with a huge amount of warm luxury silks and drapery all like around it. It's more of like a floor bed. It's not like it's like a futon, but with like loads and loads of just cushions and bean bags and stuff. It looks really plush. There's like rugs kind of on the ground. It's a bit kind of sheesh tent.
Yeah.
There's a large dark wood wardrobe to one side and a small writing desk with a few notes on it.
Okay. I'm heading over to the writing desk to check those notes. Also on the way over, commenting, why would a beholder need clothes?
Roll me an investigation check. What is everyone else doing in that room?
Well, I'd like to look for any secret compartments or secret doors or anything like that around the edges of the room.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check, please. Richter, what did you get?
16.
16. Dylan, what did you get?
Got a 18.
I can hear voices from beyond.
Yeah.
Voices from the ether.
It's probably the television.
It is the television.
Could you turn it down just a touch, my love?
So you managed to find on the desk, Richter. There is a bunch of notes. Some of them look to be writings, like scribbles to do with dreams.
Dreams.
There's occasional drawings and occasional scribbles, and they really look reminiscent of like a dream diary, but there's just scraps of paper kind of on the side.
He's trying to find something.
You can take the time to look through them now, or just pile them up and read them later.
I will pile them up for now and read them later.
You take some of those, you pocket them away, you write down you have Nox's dream diary.
Yes!
There is also a scroll rolled up with a red bow attached to it.
Oh.
There are 2 scrolls. There are 2 scrolls.
Did you say that there was a particular kind of ribbon around it?
No, I am completely wrong. There are no scrolls.
There are no scrolls.
I'm really
I'm having
I'm not with it today. I'm reading my notes that were here because these were the
Reality
same
is
notes that
coming
have been
apart
here
here.
since you know, when you first came up.
Mm.
I didn't know where you were going to go, so these notes have existed since then.
Oh hell! Oh
But,
wow!
but no, sorry, the scrolls aren't there. Brother
Okay.
Draug, you begin combing the room, but it's a strange sphere shape, and it's all glass, and you can see out into the ether. And there are no corners or edges because the wall beyond is just the astral realm. But you do go over to the wardrobe, thinking how strange it is that a beholder would need a wardrobe. And upon opening it, you can see there's like a shelf at the top where your shoes might go, but instead it's just many, many different little top hats, all in a long row at the top. There are various little feathers on them, different colours. And then bang in the center at the bottom is just a big dark wood chest. That's all that's in there.
Open it.
You are
I
muted.
think you might be muted.
How
What?
loud is that? Is that
Oh, I
okay?
can hear you now.
Yep.
Okay.
That's great.
Good. I will pop up my mage hand, take a step back, and I'd like to see whether or not it's trapped and locked.
Okay. Roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh no! Oh no!
You got a 1. Can't hear you now. I think you're muted.
Can't hear him.
Fun.
Yeah.
I've turned down on my microphone, so
Oh, I
I've put
see.
it closer to my mouth. So
You look it over, you comb it, you work it with your mage hand. Doesn't appear to be trapped, but it is locked. There is quite a sophisticated lock mechanism.
okay. Sure, I'll try and unlock it at a distance, still with the mage hand.
Roll me a thieves' tools check.
Okay. I don't think I've updated that. So it'll be.
You're proficient with them, and it's an intelligence-based check. I think it's a
It's
dex-based
Dutch
check.
next to
Yeah.
me. This is a particularly complex-looking lock, Dutch. I don't suppose you'd be able to lend me a little bit of divine help.
Yeah. I pass him a crowbar.
What I was talking
yes.
about.
Just got
Oh.
guidance written on it.
Yeah. His guidance to crowbar.
Called guidance.
You've taken the tag off of the present and written guidance on it and attached it to it. Yeah, make me the check with guidance.
I can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, you might have to turn it up a little bit more.
How's that?
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
God.
loud.
Oh, whoa!
Wrist, my friend. You
Very
can say
nice.
ASMR.
How's
Yeah.
that?
That's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Just takes a little bit of adjustment because I can't hear myself back.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it would be weird. Okay,
What did you get?
that will be a 21.
Whoop whoop.
Yep.
That's my boy.
You lean down and with your mage hand begin slowly clicking at this lock. You hear a click and a snap. And your mage hand pulls one of the tools out. And it would appear that the first section of the lock has been completed. I need you to
Okay.
roll again.
Oh
Okay.
wow!
Push it real good.
Guidance.
Allowed?
Yeah, he's guiding you for the next time.
Okay.
Oh, you have to wait a minute because you can't cast it.
So, yeah, he cast it. It took him like a minute to do it.
Okay, let's go.
Oh dear.
Ooh, that's better. That will be a 28.
Yes, 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 yes,
Yes.
yes.
I love the idea
Rolls
of
on
Dutch
rolls.
just whispering, "Don't fuck it up."
with a crowbar, like beating his
Girls are watching.
Good luck.
There's another kind of click, 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 click. And the lock kind of comes out slightly. There, it reveals a third section which needs to be done.
Oh, man.
One more roll.
Guidance.
Okay.
You really can do this.
I'll do a different dice.
You're good so far.
Okay, let's go. That will be a. Oh, it's not as good.
Oh.
An 18.
Okay.
An 18. This time the bobby pin goes in and begins slowly working to the left, then to the right. And then there's a sickening snap. And you hear something within the chest shatter. But you manage to retract your pin. You haven't busted it. You can still attempt again, but something inside something's happened.
I give a worried look to those around me.
You see some faint steam now coming out of the lock.
I think we got acid.
I'll give it another go,
Okay.
and I'll
Seriously, though?
I'll make eyes at Richter and Dutch as I pull over as I lift up my my face covering to
Your
cover my
turtleneck.
nose.
Are you waiting a minute to be guided again?
Oh, I also.
No, I think
cover
I'll
my
go straight
nose.
for it.
Okay.
Yeah. 16.
A 16.
Yeah.
You fiddle around some more, and this time there's another crack and another smash from within. But you manage to retract the bobby pin out, and you haven't broken the lock. More fumes are coming out at this point.
Do it again.
Shall I wait?
It's like, bruv, look, look, let me help. And I'm going to put guidance into the side and start prying it up as he's fucking with the lock.
Have you
So as
got
soon as-
Have you got your thieves' tools? Are you proficient with thieves' tools as well?
Yeah, it's my crowbar.
So you can give them advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for that, shall
Okay.
we?
You want to roll one each, or you roll
Do I
both?
get guidance? Are we waiting for guidance, or should I just go for it?
Go for it.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yes!
That's
Click.
brotherly love.
The chest opens up, and within, all this like steam just comes out. You kind of cough and move it away, and you can see within, hissing away, a large leather tome which is beginning to melt away.
Oh God!
Mend it, Richter, mend it!
And 2 scrolls which are equally beginning to melt away.
I will.
Oh, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll gloved.
Yep.
Grab what I can. Start using some water to try and remove the acid.
What are you grabbing first? Out of
Pardon
the
me?
3, what are you grabbing first?
I will go for these scrolls, looking that they're probably going to erode faster.
Okay, you grab the
Can I-
scrolls and begin kind of shaking them off.
Can I grab the tome and freeze it?
With
what?
My freezy glove.
Oh,
oh, okay.
Okay.
You slam your fist down on the tome and you watch as it begins icing up. The bottom is still burning away. You like pull it out and you can see it's just a few pages and the whole back bit falls off and just begins dissolving. You have maybe half of it and a lot of that half is still dissolved. Roll me, Brother Draug, just roll me a straight D20.
6.
That was your luck check. You open. In fact, roll me now a percentile,
Okay.
or you can roll me a d6, and we'll do 1 to 3. It's one of them. 4 to 6. It's the other.
5.
A 5. That is unfortunate.
Oh no.
One of the scrolls is just completely illegible. It's burnt away. You can't even tell what it was. But the other scroll, although the edges are singed and it's slightly kind of damp where the kind of erosion has happened, the water managed to kind of get most of it off, and it is usable. And it is a scroll of glibness.
The fuck is that?
The other one was crazy.
Oh, don't tell us that. That's...
That's sad.
Here's what you could have
I
won.
really wanted to swap them and be like, oh no, I'll give you the good one, but I have to stick to my guns and what things are. You pull the book out. Brother Draug, you notice as the acid begins to kind of recede and melt into the dark oak wood, kind of eroding it away, there is a ring still sitting at the bottom of the chest.
Have that.
Pick the ring up. It's a golden kind of golden plated ring, and at the top is what looks to be like a mouth, like a little mouth.
Okay. Great. Good to know. Ring with mouth.
Anyone else doing anything in Nox's room?
Yeah, what's going on with the book?
You look over the book and you've got the front and maybe half, but it's all just wet and kind of acid eroded.
Now, I'm guessing I don't even need to ask, but you can't mend like a destroyed.
You can mend it, but where you've mended it, it's blank.
Okay, what I would like to do is to Presti what we do have left of it clean again, if possible. Get like splodges, stains, that kind of thing.
Okay, it helps. And eventually you can read what was written on the front.
Spell to get a big cop. God, I wish we could finish this spell.
Which is Diary of Nox.
Oh. Well, we know how it ended, so maybe it's not so bad that we don't have the ending. I'll hold on to this.
Anything else in Nox's room?
Oh. Yeah. Do we have the bag of holding with us?
No.
Oh. I was going to try and use the wand of detect magic, but if that's not...
All of the stuff and the whole bag is gone.
Oh, of course. Right. I was going to say sorry about your fire armor, Dutch, but I think that's a little bit... We've got a bigger problem now. Sorry about everything.
I've lost over 4,000 gold. Everything I've worked for is gone.
I'm just going to nod to that. I
There's
don't
more
know.
to laugh than financial gain, Dutch. We have our friend back with us, do we not?
Yeah, obviously that's the most important thing. Don't have to, be a dick about it. Just a lot of money.
I understand. It is disappointing, but it's worth remembering at times like this.
No, sorry. I was trying to think if I could insight something, but I don't know if that's how. I think that's how it works.
So are you finished in the room?
I think so. If we've checked every corner, we have what appears to be every written piece of information. Perhaps we should regather in the center.
Yeah.
Oh, is there a window? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all is it possible to see out to the direction that Zook said he saw the ships coming from where we are now?
Yes. Make me a perception check.
Here we go. Right. It's a 2. Rolled as a natural 1.
You're not sure.
I think they're leaving. I think they missed us.
You hear Silas calling, and you all make your way back to the main central chamber.
We're here.
And you can see Silas has a large pack over her shoulder, and she looks to you and says, "I've got a way for these, all of these lot to get back, but our journey home, or at least to the other home, is going to be a little bit more difficult."
Okay. How so?
She gets out a sort of satchel, and there's some small vials of a black liquid. She hands one to Zook, to Siegfried, to Dutch, to Dylan, and to Ruthus. You all better drink that.
What are you going to do?
What is it?
Dutch,
just go for it.
Chugs it. Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please, Dutch.
Fuck yeah!
Can I get a can check from Mike? What's he drinking tonight?
Unless they sponsor me, I'm not going to say, but it's
Very well.
They'll never know.
I'll never know. So with Constitution is a 8, so a unnatural 20.
Oh.
Ooh.
Plus 12
Unnatural.
to your con save.
No, I rolled a 12 plus 8.
Oh, plus 8, I see.
Right.
Dutch logic. The other way around.
I like that phrase, Dutch logic.
It burns your throat as you take it down. And you fight off what would be the majority of harmful effects, not only to your body, but to your psyche. And once it passes, you look around the room at everyone else, and you notice that Dutch just goes very pale. And then his eyes roll back,
Silas.
and he slumps back, hitting the ground hard.
Silas, what did he drink?
Dutch?
It's okay, he's gonna wake up.
Don't you need us to torch the place?
You watch as Dutch's body just disappears. As
Ooh,
he,
that's
as he
unsettling.
dies.
Okay. Of course. This place. I understand. Yes, that liquid must be a medium. It must pass us through the liminal spaces.
Right, sort of. Everyone else needs to drink it, and it shouldn't hurt too badly.
Down it freshes.
Gladys, how will
Get it,
how will
Danny.
Richter return? How will Richter return to the material plane?
So I guess for everyone else, no one understands Silas except for Richter because he has his comprehend languages up.
I will ask her this for
but,
you.
but she translates, and I have a plan, but
She has a plan.
it's not going to be easy.
It won't be easy.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Can they do anything to help?
Not really. I mean, it's complicated and it's sort of private.
It's complicated and a woman's affair.
It's not a woman's affair, Richter. It's to do with the Seeker.
I mean, could still be. You know, I don't know. You're right. You know, it's complicated and private.
When can
Siegfried
we-
says, "See you on the other side," and chugs hers down.
See you, Guano.
When can we expect you back in Miri?
Hopefully within the hour.
At this point, I'm going to go to the window to check where the gith are.
You see, spanning a good portion of the horizon, a fleet, and I will show you what it looks like.
Did you time that music sweep? That was nice.
Yeah, it's a real
great.
big bassy drop.
didn't.
That keeps happening. Oh.
Oh, ships
Ooh.
on the horizon.
Bigger ships with masts both coming out the top and the bottom.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
I imagine.
Nice.
Cool. It looked cool though.
Solar sails.
With that, Draug Dylan will chug his viscous liquid.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah. That's a 14.
Okay.
It burns a lot, and within a short space of time you feel the life leave your body, but it's more like returning home from a dream. You watch as Dylan doesn't fall, but his body just disappears. It just fades away.
Silas? Richter, do you mind?
Please, yes, go ahead. I will translate.
Do you need us to start burning books?
I can
Do you
understand him. Remember, Richter, I have comprehend languages up too.
You do, that's right.
They
I
just can't
apologize.
understand me.
No.
Go ahead.
Go
Would
ahead.
you like us to set aflame the books in the main chamber before we go?
Oh, yes, please. And anything that we're not taking with us.
Start torching. If it can go up, go up.
I quickly fly down and I get Cinder out and I just go over to a shelf and I just like put him on the thing and I say, eat in Ignan, which I would have learnt from Richter from our short conversations.
Oh.
And he starts munching on the books, and I fly over to the other side and I just start launching fireballs into the walls.
Richter is like really taken aback at the sight of this, and he kind of murmurs to Silas, "There's got to be some benefit to the fact that he doesn't know. He doesn't understand the symbolism of what he's doing right now. But that's good. That's a good thing, I think." Just setting fire to a whole library.
She just sort of stares up. She just sort of stares up at like all these flames, and there are tears sort of reflected in her eyes.
Well, I was gonna offer to help, but I think Zook has it covered. Richter, are you sure there's nothing else that we can do here?
I don't think so. Lord Mayor, you're needed back in the waking world, and believe me, we will be hot on your heels.
It troubles me to leave a companion behind, but I will see you soon. To your health.
I give Cinder a little sip before he goes.
I got 17.
It's,
A 17.
I got a 12.
Well, just us. Silas, before we do this, the Seeker, is she still here? Is she locked to this place? I see. I see. It must have taken vast concentration to have constructed a palace such as this, a palazzo of some fantastic proportion. I see. I see. Just me. Richter takes a moment. He looks around this place. This place he has been visiting in his dreams now for some time. Hard to say if it's been weeks, months, years. It feels like an entire lifetime. It feels like the days before I knew this place was... that was the real dream. This is my real life, but I have a feeling I'm leaving this place now. Perhaps for the last time. But there is unfinished business, of course. I must speak to the Seeker. I must contact her. I must ask, how can we ensure this place is not found? And how can I take her from it? That is important. Before I start trying to speak to the Seeker, have I got any... I just want to look at Nolx's research on the binding spell again. Like, can I dig that out real quick and just look at it? No. I can only hope to continue this research back where I came from. Very well. Oh man, I know how meta this is, but do I suspect that you know what? No, I'm not going to ask. Doesn't matter. Okay. Looking around, So I take a look over to the vast telescope. I want to go and have another peek through it, just real quick, because I feel I'm not going to see this place again. I want to take it in. I would knowing that Richter doesn't really have time to do this, while he's got his eye attached to the thing, I would like to performance roll trying to do a freehand sketch of what I see. I will roll with disadvantage if you want, because I'm not gonna look. Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. 13. Oh no. Very well. I turn away from the vast contraption and, without looking at it, I throw an arm over my shoulder and blast it with an eldritch blast. Well, it's done then. I'm gonna go to the sigil that we fought over at the very beginning, downstairs. And as expected. I'm going to stand there. And I'm going to Yes. Richter will raise his hands. He's trying to remember how to do this. The fear is rolling up his back. Those ships, they're getting closer and closer. Richter focuses, breathes, tries to envision the glyphs as strongly as possible, imagines all the times he has walked up those marble steps and placed his tome into the bookshelves, all the times that he went through this repeated gesture again and again and again, adding to this vast archive of knowledge for a pursuit he did not understand except for the accumulation of wisdom, of knowledge, of something greater. And he attempts, as a ritual, to commune while standing on the sigil, to once again try and speak to the Seeker inside the library. Sorry? Yes. I had this before, didn't I, when I was with Nolks, and I think it was commune as a ritual, I think. I think that's it. Oh, okay. It was Astral Refuge. Oh, shit. Okay, one sec. God damn it. All right.
Contact other plane.
Oh, yeah, that sounds so familiar. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Yes. And I am... Yes. So once again, as a ritual, I am taking a minute to walk around the glyph and attempt to speak to the Seeker within with contact other plane. Hooray. Okay. I've got a lot of tabs open. There we go. Okay. All right. That was an intelligence saving throw. Okay. Okay, that was good. First one. Nat 20.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Fantastic. I've done that before. Would be the first time. And the walls came tumbling down. The library, in Primordial, I say, the library is lost. We must save you. Can you come with me? Yes. Can you come with me? Will you survive this place's destruction?
I'd say so. We have a issue with audio recording.
Are we okay?
Someone cannot hear. It's Hugh. He's messaged saying he cannot hear Tashi in the Twitch.
Thank you for the heads up, mate.
Maybe now.
Thank God for Quizlam.
Thank God for Quizlam.
1 sec.
I think the
nation.
The microphone might have died. That's right. Oh yeah, it's low battery. That's why. I think I should be able to just switch over real quick to a different one.
Richter takes in the room. Or can this be said to be a room, truly? A strange plane of non-existence. Vast chains emerging out of ether steam. Seems unconnected to any.
Can you hear the DM? Friends, thunderous might. I think it should be working now. Richter, I will always exist.
Richter begins to lower to a knee, as if in a position of genuflection, and asks, "How best might I serve you now?"
You must live. You must live so that you may complete what Nog started, so that you may free me.
Do you know of the locations of any of the other stones the Bren seeks?
I have been looking since our last conversation, and I see more. 3 exist in the ice, far taken. Another in the depths of the ocean. One has evaded you and taken to the realms of the forest. One lies in the Empire, a shining beacon of hope. And one on an island.
On an island. Thank you. I believe that's 4. Can I still see you when I dream?
Always. The Gith will mine me for knowledge, and they will have it. But they cannot kill fades. And you feel your vision slowly go dark. And that's where we'll have a small break.
Whoa!
We're going to quickly take 10. We'll be back here shortly.
Booyah!
Ooh.
In fact,
Very good.
let's take 5.
Ouch.
Let's take 5.
Cup of tea time.
Nice.
Can't wait.
Okay,
Oh,
Alright.
look at the town.
we're back. It's Mary, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Ah, what a beauty.
Let's have
Which
some
of these
town
roll
music
20
on.
tabs is it? Is this one?
You all awake from your various slumbers, and you find yourself in various states of undress. Ruthus, you're in your bed garments, your undergarments.
Nice.
Dutch, you're still in your leathers. You awake in your bed in the guild hall. There's kind of like late afternoon sun coming through the window, and you can smell the smell of like herbs and spices. You could hear a faint sort of sizzling and a clanging coming from downstairs. But you all awake. Dutch, you'd obviously wake up slightly before everyone else. But you eventually all come to. What a dream that was. What a crazy dream.
Ruthus sits straight up in bed, looks around a bit panicked, looks down at his hands, and then shouts, "Nothea!"
You hear a and a do 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 do, and your door. There's a clap up 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 on your door.
"Nothea, get in here! Did you undress me and put me in my pajamas?"
The door opens. And Nathir kind of stoops down. His long face. He has quite a long kind of hooked nose. He's not an attractive man, but he holds himself in a good regard. Clean shaved on the side, kind of smooth hair that comes down into like a neat fringe. A human man, and Nathir kind of comes in. "I apologise, my lord. I did. I felt it was upon myself to put you in your proper respite for the evening. We did not know what had happened to you, and I must say you've had many visitors come at your side while you've been asleep, as with all of the gypsies."
Well, thank God you did, because I couldn't be unpresentable if I was having guests while I was asleep.
And he smiles. I was worried there for a second, Lord Mayor. Is there anything I can get you? I've just been making a spot of lunch. I can prepare some for you. Are the other gypsies awake?
How long have we been here?
Oh, maybe 6 or 7 hours.
Okay, that's okay. I was worried it would have been weeks or days even. Yes. Gather everyone there. Bring them all down to the hall, to the table.
Okay, I shall do.
Nafir! What is this? What the fuck is going on?
Nathir enters Master Dutch. What seems to be the matter?
Look, you put me to bed in my clothes, and now my bedding's ruined.
Well, I attempted to take your leathers off, but I actually failed at managing to get those bindings off. You seem to have gnawed and tied them extremely tight. I could not undo them. Plus, I hate to say it, Dutch, but there was quite the wretched stench about you at the time, and I couldn't bring it upon myself to wash and bathe you without your permission. I feel that it may have been as servant and butler at the house.
Well, next time, just hose me down and put me in a bath.
Okay, and he gets out
But
a
leave me
small quill
dressed.
and writes, hose down. And writes, very well. The Lord Mayor Rufus has asked you all to be ready and come down to the main dining hall. Quickly, and he turns around and leaves.
Zook emerges from his room, like curled up in the fetal position, just like floating out, just rubbing his temples. Like, oh, was that real?
Master Zook, you are requested by Lord Mayor down at the dining hall. I will prepare some food for you all. The normal berries and some of those oats you like.
Oh, yes, I need some familiarity. Thank you, Nathir.
And shall I do your salted milk as usual this morning?
Very good, indeed.
He moves on.
Quite the treat. You're a gentleman.
Whoa, you okay? Is that a candle?
Oh.
That freaked me out, man. That freaked me out.
It was as if they moved by themselves, Aiden.
Oh,
It was as if they moved by themselves.
goodness gracious! What in the world?
What is
My
this?
God, you must be careful, Tashi. With that kind of power, it could burn your house down. My lord, such power in your hands.
Such power. The
Such
You're
assorted
power.
honestly
magical
not
item
attuned
deck-
to all of those items.
It contains
Powerful,
60
like the
magical
Power
items.
Gloves.
60
Reference
magical
cards.
items. That's
And
enough
Really?
for any
Some-
kind of campaign.
It's compatible with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my God, think of the opportunities and possibilities, and any of us could own it.
That's right. Get yours today. Mr. James Gifford's magical assorted magical items of magical goodness.
Very
And if you use code Big Boy Dutch,
No,
Yeah.
there's no code. You can't say that. This is legit. You can't say
If you
that.
use code elf poles and orc holes,
No.
but for real, thank you so much, James.
yeah, we love it.
You will
And your
eventually.
Cheers.
You will eventually get yourselves cleaned and presentable, and you come downstairs to find Rufus sitting at the head of the dining table.
A distinctly human Richter enters the room, looking how you remember him before.
Richter?
Ah, my Lord Mayor. Oh, well, still haven't quite figured out how to do the voice yet, but, well. And Richter sort of does a quick flourish of his hands, and just suddenly his skin changes back to the kind of mottled brownish of the gith. His long hair suddenly recedes to the short crop. He's suddenly like a foot taller. And then he immediately, back to Richter, human again. Meta-wise, I have the invocation, Mask of Many Faces, and can cast Disguise Self at any time, forever, no expenditure whatsoever.
Very cool.
Nice.
Oh, disguise.
Might be useful. I've not seen many gith in our travels, and, well, why turn a gaze now?
Hadn't noticed him come
I did
down,
say that
but
we
he
were
stood
particularly
right next to
ugly
you.
earlier.
And-
Sorry?
No, I was just going to say you haven't. No one had noticed this, but Dylan was just suddenly like you look to your left and he's just stood right there.
You're still good at that, Dylan.
I was worried it was going to take some getting used to your new visage, but fortunately, you seem to have found a way around it.
I will say, however, I don't intend to pretend to be a human. I think I should get used to my new form, but I simply don't wish to cause a panic by appearing in the middle of an area with no explanation. That's
You turn and you see Silas going, no, gaze, it's okay, in a different language. And Gaze is just sort of floating there. Nathir is like, oh, what is that abomination?
Don't worry, Nathir. They're with us.
He's just a baby.
I'd put her in the guest chambers, but I didn't. I did wonder what was moving in the bag, but I dared not pry.
Ook flies over and just like perches on top of Gaze,
Nice.
on just like hops on it from like just not on the actual eye itself, but like on an eye stalk.
Between them.
Yeah.
And just like,
Gaze just sort of gazes up towards it, and his mouth slowly opens as he tries to like.
he like
And Ook kinda lifts
Ook sicks up into his mouth.
Yeah.
Like he's feeding him.
This is beautiful.
Gaze chews it down and seems appeased.
Squawks and flies back off and lands back on Dylan's hat.
Friends,
Good to see
come.
you, Silas.
Come, sit. Sit around the table. Let's take stock of what's happened here.
Silas,
I'm glad you made it back, Richter. How did you make it?
She sent me. Well, it sent me. I spoke to the Seeker again. The library is, well, if it's not been destroyed yet, they're mining it, but it's okay. She made it clear that it's okay. And I have valuable information regarding the stones. New information.
Oh, do tell.
I will, but first, Silas, please come in. I don't know where you're from. Is it warm enough here?
She's going to cast comprehend languages just so she knows what's going on. It is cold, but okay.
All right, that's good. Well,
Perhaps,
friends,
Nathea could find her some warmer garments.
I will do, of course, Master Grey. And he moves off.
well, while Nathea's gone, it'll be best to tell you this. I had the chance to speak with the Seeker before I was ejected from the library. I learned of the existence of, well, the locations of other stones not yet claimed. Supposedly, there are 3 in the ice. It was all quite vague. Another is in the depths of the ocean. One that we apparently overlooked is in the realm of the forest.
Oh.
Glancing at Zook for that one.
Hmm.
One, I glance at Rufus. One is in the Empire. And one is on an island. That was rather vague.
I believe I have an explanation for each of these locations.
You do?
Well, of course, there is the Sunstone. The forest refers to a Valentine taking the stone from Bryn to
Of course.
to the Fey
Of
Wild.
course. You're right.
There is an island off the coast of the Varamark, I believe. Perhaps this could allude to where that is.
You'll
Did
have to
not
consult the map.
Eloy
Zy-
Island.
Zyzus told us this, did he not? He spoke to us. He told us that there was a stone there. That was part of his last words. And actually, come to think of it, Brother Drow, did not Morans draw a picture of an island with a volcano? I believe we found an image in his quarters.
Moran's was a tiefling.
It's on the map that we
Hey.
possess.
I will shift us to said map.
Oh!
Named Heloy.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yes!
The island of which we speak is home to many tieflings, I believe. Indeed, that is where Moran's hailed.
And the 3 in the ice, presumably, are the 3 that have already been claimed by Bren, which are now up in Kudaland.
Skulderland.
Safely assumed, yes.
What of the ocean?
Well,
This
it's a
one's
vast,
mystery.
untamed. The only person I can even think to begin asking is Belamkanda, although, again, she only took but one pilgrimage to the sea as I know it. But she does have the strongest connection with the forces of water. Maybe she might know something.
Well, it seems to me that we have 3 destinations. We need merely decide where we wish to head to first.
Well, did we give some kind of... Oh, no, I have no idea that you've met Refquad. Yeah, I don't say anything.
No.
Well,
Siegfried steps down the stairs.
I was wondering, where's my lovely sister?
I have to say, I'm not feeling too good. Yeah, you crazy fuckers, you lot. You know that. I don't know what sort of shit you've been up to, Richter, but I don't know. At least you're a bit more interesting now.
Thank you. No, I think I've fallen in with a good crowd.
I think so too.
Well,
what are your plans now, Siegfried?
Well, where am I? Angmiri?
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, I've got to get back. Got to get back to the Varamark.
I'm sure we can do that. I'm sure we can get you there faster than travel.
I can help.
Do you want to do the tree thing or
I mean,
something?
it was pretty weird, but yeah. I mean, if you can just pull it open and I can go through and you drop me off or something. But, you know...
Easier.
I only really came with you to get this one back.
Well, if you're in a hurry, I can do it in the next morning. You'll have to stay another night, though. I'm afraid.
Interestingly, you've been asleep. You've had a long rest.
Hey!
Ooh. Okay.
Siegfried, I do have questions before you go. It's...
Although saying, sorry to interrupt, Aidan.
Yeah.
Once you're dead and you return, the tax on your body is undone. You know, you've just gone back to your previous body. You retain as if you'd never gone. So you're full health anyway with your spells and stuff.
Right. Okay. It's been so long since we've actually seen each other. It's a shame to part so soon, but I did mean to ask. Do you know what came of Folletti? He travelled with us to battle against those devils.
No, he's all right. He
good.
said, you know what he did say?
What?
Said he put himself forward to go with you, fight that giant.
He did. He volunteered.
And how was he?
He fought with the honor of Dawn's Blade.
Don't shit me, Richter. How was he?
He was brave. I'm not going to say that Folletti was the greatest among...
You're full of shit.
Okay.
I might interject here. That was a fight that, well, all of our strengths combined, we could not have won. Folletti did his best, and our best for all of us at that time was unfortunately not that great at all. We barely escaped with our lives, and of course Richter fell.
I mean, he walked away from a devil. That says something.
Well, he's back at Dawn's Blade, licking his wounds. He'll sure be happy to see you, though. Look like he might kill himself or something over the grief.
Oh, God. Well, I don't want that. No, yeah, absolutely. I'll, probably can't stay long, but happy to poke my head in and say, hey, don't kill yourself.
I mean, I can pass the word on for you.
I think that might be best. Been a while in the Varamark now.
Look, brother. Seems like you got a lot on your plate here. I can handle Dawn's Blade. Bunch of men, I'll put them in line. You know how it is.
Thank you. I am still a brother paladin, and if you call for me, I will come. But I thank you for allowing me to spread the blade to other places.
I don't know what's in store for the Varamark, but whatever you're doing, it's something more. And I commend you for that.
Thank you, Guano. Siegfried, thank you.
Right, well, I'm going to get some grub down me. I'm going to eat over there, if you don't mind. And she takes her plate and leaves.
I know you. Don't interrupt her while she's eating. Don't go over there. Don't go over there.
Please make yourself at home.
Oh, she will.
She's left with her plate to eat elsewhere.
Richter, about the library. I'm assuming that's where we just were. Whatever
Yes.
it was. Is it safe? Are you happy to leave it as it was? As it is?
For now, yes. My duty is to the Seeker, and that which she desires. The library was her construction. She was there before it. She is there after it. What we must continue to do is push forward for the stones. One day I will have the chance to free her, or it. But until then, it seems the path we're walking has always led me in the right direction for that other goal. So I see no better option than to pursue our fates in Bren and the stones.
Well said. I agree. There are only so many things we can focus on at a time, and the stones is our prerogative.
Did someone say something of the Fae? Did I hear?
Well,
When we went to Bryn Shander, we learned that one of the stones had already been taken. The one that was there was a mere decoy, taken by Valentine, seemingly at some point. Who knows?
The one who
where.
messed up my trial for Dutch. Actually, we
Very
won that
safe.
trial. We won that trial. I shouldn't be upset.
Yeah, I think it actually went quite well. Cyril didn't get executed or
That's
put in
true.
prison.
You're here, yes. And you got your gun back.
Speaking of
He took it with him.
speaking of that, Lord Mayor, it is required the Dutch hands over half of his profits to the town upon his return.
Well,
Were those the terms?
Well, if you get on your knees and hold out your hands, I'll give you half of exactly what I have.
Well, it's not to me, unfortunately, but I'm sure that someone would be willing.
Yeah, because they better get ready to catch a handful of shit. Because that's all I've got now. I've got shit all.
I'm just stating the facts. There's been plenty of things. piling
Is
up while
breakfast
you've been away.
finished yet?
No, it's already out. It's out. You're eating.
Unfortunately, Nathir, what Dutch is so eloquently trying to explain is that, well, all of us are indeed a little bit poorer than when we first were last in Murray. Our bag of holding, which held most of our riches, has unfortunately fallen into the hands of some rather dubious characters.
Fucking devils took my money.
Right. Well, it's no real business of mine.
You better start looking for a job because we can't fucking pay you now.
Right. I mean, I take my share from the council, but
I would assume he's a civic employee.
very well. If there's nothing more, Lord Mayor, and Nathir slowly retreats out. Perhaps a word after, and he leaves.
No.
Unfortunately, Dutch, he is right. Although you don't have anything to give anyway, it is just a formality at this point. It might be worth checking in,
Fine.
just to avoid any trouble. Sorry?
They're not taking the glove back, or my jewellery, or my shoes.
Dutch, perhaps some persuasive words to ensure them when you next find some coin, you will promise to pend at least half their way.
Or perhaps we can chat together with Wayland and come to a different agreement.
I was wearing half gift plate, no?
Yeah, you still are.
I believe that there are, well, I mean, there are gems embedded in this armor, aren't there?
It's like a jewel-encrusted brass style.
I mean, we could pop a few of these jewels out, you know, if just needs something to hand in.
No. Keep that. Look.
It's not like the rubies provide greater defense, Dutch. I mean, you know, I prefer emeralds. I like the green.
So, what are the gypsies doing today?
Well, I better go to my fucking monetary parole hearing.
It's fucking probation officer. Got to sign
Dutch is
on.
on fucking probation in a city he saved from fucking werewolves.
Got a magical foot tag.
I fucking hated this place. They can all fuck up.
You gotta go door to door and tell your neighbors that you're a source of devastation.
He fucking started it.
Well, I would
I'm
like to
gonna-
stretch my legs, so I will go with him
Okay, so Richter and Dutch are heading to see Wayland.
as a human.
I
But
will.
before you leave, I have something important I should tell you. I will also be going to see Wayland today, hopefully. It's something I've been meaning to discuss with him. And Dutch, you know what this is.
Yeah, I fucking do.
For a while now, I've been thinking about giving up the mayorship. And
What?
I intend to do so.
Rufus, why?
From what we've just experienced in the library and at the lighthouse, the loss of Richter was another reminder that our fates are very fickle. And if I was to die, then there would be no one, no mayor. And besides, I'm never here. I'm always away on the road, and that's not what this town deserves.
I love you as a person. You're a shit man.
Well, let's not be hasty. I think.
Thank you, Dutch.
I mean, he
Rufus
was
is
useful in your trial.
Rufus is a fantastic mayor, but as he's so rightfully put, he is never here. You're right, Rufus. You have a greater calling, and I think you're very noble to do this. But
Reason why I stray from the town. I would stay otherwise, but it's the dangers that face this town that take me away from it. However, there leaves an empty space while I'm gone.
do you have any ideas who would step into your shoes?
There are a number of individuals in the town that could take it up, but it's up to them to decide.
Dutch is physically flexing as Rufus is like, I have someone in mind. Loads of people could do it.
If I might make a suggestion, I know that her presence is admired in the town. But what of Wayora?
Aye, indeed. That is someone I think could very well be eligible. I feel it's not my choice to decide, though. I feel like they should put themselves forward and the people should decide.
It might be worth having a conversation with her and at least making your preference known.
Indeed. I will be going to see her also. If we are to wander into Solreach, we should speak to Wayora, Elgrin, and Fleet first.
On
They
that
may have
note,
some information.
How long is it until your presence has been requested in Solreach?
I don't know. DM?
Let's have a look at the note.
The calendar. Oh, this
I am
has
zoomed
really come
way in.
prepared.
So it says here, the month of Urame on the 9th day. My calendar. Let's have a look. Right at the beginning. It is. Urame is high sun. It's currently August. And it's the 9th day. You know that is in. I mean, we can be more specific now. It's in 4 days' time.
Oh shit!
It's the 5th day of Urame.
It's very soon.
In fact, it's 5 days. It's the 4th day. Tomorrow will be the 5th. So it's the 4th.
So if we want to avoid these catastrophic consequences that Christoph speaks of, then we should make our way there soon.
I know it's many leagues away, but as it stands, I'd maybe say we can arrive there in 2 to 3 days. Meta-wise, is that an accurate estimate?
Let's have a look. So
I love how dynamic this is. It's so good how you just jump from screen to screen.
Very
It is pretty
seamless.
good.
Wonderful.
So you'll be traveling, essentially, if I draw a line. And are you going to stop anywhere on the way?
Once
Before
we
go,
stopped at Wayora, I want to gather some information first. See what she has to say about the province in general.
Oh yeah, I don't mean in Ingmiri. I mean like I remember Zook mentioning seeing Bellum Kanda.
Well, it would be not essential, but very heartening to go and see High Canopy again and speak to the Archdruids. We don't even need to stop there for a long time. It's just to sort of show my presence, and I do slightly feel responsible to show my face from time to time, being one of the 4 bastions of the forest. Whoever dwells there still would appreciate it. One of their leaders turning up.
It's not that. It's on the way, so we might as well.
I mean, what we could do is we could stride through a tree to High Canopy in one morning, perhaps tomorrow morning, and then fly from there immediately. It could take us but a day. Who knows?
That sounds like a good plan. My only other, just to play, well, just to throw an alternative out there, or at least a worry that's potentially could be an issue. If indeed there is a stone on Helroy Isle, surely Bren is making his way there. I do not know if this is potentially more important than heading to Soulreach, or if we have time, should we head there first? I'd like to hear your opinions on the matter.
what? So you're saying go to the woods first to get the stone, then go to Soulreach?
No,
Oh, go to the island.
Go to the island, Helroy Isle, I believe it's called.
We don't even know what we're looking for there, though, do we? How big is this
And
island?
what's to stop Bren from going to Soulreach in the same amount of time?
The Helroy Isle is a lot closer.
I feel like
Yeah.
physical distance may not be the biggest obstacle for whatever dwells in the far northern tundras.
Listen, I just wanted to bring it to your attention and see what your opinion was. I believe we should probably head to Soulreach. However, it was just a alternate plan.
It's a fair worry.
I mean, if we've got how many days before the meeting too?
4.
5?
4.
4.5?
Yeah, 4.
We are
Then
running low
we
on
should
time.
definitely go somewhere first to try and get a stone if we can.
But what if we get caught up, captured? Who knows what could happen?
Who knows what could happen if we get captured at any time?
It could take a week to find a stone. At least with Soulreach, we know exactly where it is. Or at least we think we do. Rufus?
Christoph, he is a cockroach, but he should not be underestimated. He is a puppet, yet he has the force of the Empire behind him. And I don't want them getting muddled up in whatever we're trying to deal with.
Right.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Whilst we're in Ingmiri, I'll do what I can to find information about the island, and we'll head to Soulreach regardless.
That's a good plan.
Perhaps Siegfried knows of some things, and Richter, are you able to contact the church?
Contact the church.
Would you? Well,
Church?
could you send would you be able to send a message to Father Arius?
Oh, of course. That I can absolutely do. Yes, that we can do. No problem. Do you have a particular message?
Well, it can wait for now.
Okay, but I'll be able to do that, absolutely. You feel free to ask Siegfried for information on the Isle, but I wouldn't interrupt her while she's eating. I wouldn't
Don't worry,
do
I'll
that.
wait until she's finished.
Okay. She likes to go for fourths, but she'll wrap up around noon, probably.
Okay.
So be it.
What you're going to split off and go various places for the day. Where do you wish to go?
I want to go to the.
Wayland.
I'm gonna go to the Hunters Guild to see Aaron.
Okay. Dylan.
I'd like to go to the Fortune's Rest.
Okay. Dutch.
I'm gonna go to my probation.
Oh yeah, and Richter's going to.
I'm going to accompany Dutch to his probation because
Okay.
I was his legal representative.
So Ruthus and Siegfried just sort of says, "Well, I'll just chill around in the town until tomorrow. Then when you can transport me." You head towards the Miriau. Get the map up quick. The fort on the river, where the elvish sort of structural building sits, and there you go.
Oh, real quick, just before we leave,
Mhm.
I'm going to tell Siegfried, because I remember the conversation I had as Siegfried with the Gypsies, that she was open to the idea of opening a chapter or like a bureau or a lodge for Dawn's Blade in Ilmiri as like a kind of an embassy. So maybe she would want to like scout around for a good place. I don't know. But yeah, I just
She
remember
kind of nods, but she says that Dawn's Blades sort of have bigger issues currently.
there. All right,
But she says perhaps one day.
the lady's got to go somewhere.
Although she does tell you to remember that this is not the Varamark, and it is not our place.
I remember.
You head to the Miriau, and the guards greet you at the gates. Lord Mayor, and they move apart. And you can see within the square, Rowan, the Watchmaster, is training some new recruits. There's about 5 sort of fresh faces that have recently joined the Watch, and he's taking them through some practices. And he turns and sees you all approaching. Ah, hello. Nice to see you, Lord Mayor.
Well met, Rowan. It's been too long.
He extends a hand, shakes it. Just training some new recruits. It has been a while. People said they saw you in town, and you and the Gypsies all fainted.
Aye. It was a strange experience. I don't know how to explain it, Rowan. Magic's beyond my comprehension.
Well,
Took us to the astral plane.
Right. Yes. Well, it's good to have you back, regardless. There's lots to do at the moment, and having a mayor missing all the time, I mean, it doesn't do good for morale, I'll tell you. But it's good to have you back. Hope you're staying long. Not going off again anytime soon, I hope.
Those are topical words, Rowan. Something I need to talk to Wayland about.
Right.
Is he here?
He is. He's in a mighty foul mood, though, today. His joints are doing...
When is he not?
Right you are. I mean, particularly foul for him. And he goes back to his sort of training. You move past, head up, and find Wayland's quarters, and you knock on the door. Yes, do come in.
Wayland, may we enter?
Yes. Lord Mayor, how good to see you again. Oh, and the Gypsies. Let's make this brief today, if you will. What can I do you for?
Man, I find it so hard to take him seriously. It's so hard to RP with him. Wayland, it's good to see you. How are you?
Well, I'm okay, I suppose. I'm just readjusting my microphone. me a second. I think I'm rather hard to hear. Put theme on the stream. As good as I can be without middle teeth, me thucks at his empty gums. It was a bad day. You see, I awoke in my own soil. It seems to happen more and more frequently these days, and I lose control of my own bodily functions. And so I am in the most foul of moods, as I'm sure you've heard.
We were warned before entering, so we did brace ourselves.
How goes the Varamark, then?
Varamark goes ill.
Good, okay, yes.
It seems that Bran has swept across the continent, laying waste to whatever he wished, taking whatever he wanted. Laid siege to Varamar city itself, took what he wanted and then vanished, leaving the city to fend for itself.
Right. Well, my heart does go out to those Varamarkians. I mean, you know, they really have a tough time of it over there, what with their watery ale and their terrible weather. I see that the Varamarkian dragon priest is not with you. Has he fallen in combat?
No, he did not. He had some issues to deal with himself, so he's taken himself away to refocus, reattune with his god.
Right, well, good riddance, I say. What else can I do you for other than a briefing? A Dutch. Yes, there is a certain settlement to be done, I assume. What gold have you?
There's a big problem with that, though.
Oh, is there? Yes.
All of our money's gone.
You know, funnily enough, I believe you. You're quite easy to read sometimes. It's worked in your favour, so no money, you've lost everything then.
Yeah. Well, when Richter got splattered by the devil, he
at
dropped
this point,
the bag.
Richter waves up a hand to say hi and just transforms back into a GIF. Hello.
Waylon's expression just does not change. He just goes,
I didn't expect it to.
Well, you're nearly as ugly as I am. That's saying something.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you've got a bigger nose than me.
So, yeah, I can't give you anything.
Fine.
No
well,
money.
It was lovely to chat, so there's plenty to do, and Rufus, I'm sure you're aware, but there's quite a lot of people that want to speak to you at your fort. In your absence, though, I must say, Wayorah has really been stepping up. She's been filling in for you somewhat while you've been away in your paperwork. I'm sure you owe her a great deal of thanks.
That's really good, isn't it, Rufus?
That's very good
This is
news.
the thing we're not meant to talk about.
It is indeed. Wayland, there's an important matter I wish to discuss with you that concerns this very thing.
You're going to step down as mayor.
Yes, I am.
Well, I think it was about time, Rufus. You're barely even here, and to be honest, the people did like you for saving the town in the Battle of Angmiri upon the Blood Moon, but since it has rather soured. I mean, what with the killing of the logger and some other dubious crimes, a warehouse burning down and other things happening in the town, I mean, it hasn't really paid off for you or the Gypsies. Although, saying that, there are those who will do anything for the Gypsies. They love you, but sometimes love can sour, and he sort of drifts off a bit after that. Like he's remembering something.
It's been too long. It was selfish of me to hold on to this position for as long as I have. See, I've been too distracted, and that's not what this town deserves. If it's okay with you, I'd like to gather gather the town somewhere public where I can address them.
Right. Well, unfortunately, Rufus, dictatorial manner states that you must wait at least, or give the people at least 2 full days in order to decide on a new mayor. That's what happened when you became. And Franwin Applebottom stepped down. So I can call a meeting in 2 days' time, in which all of the townsfolk will have decided who they wish to be the next mayor, as well as new candidates. You will be required to obviously do some kind of speech and pass over to the new elected mayor.
I see. In 2 days' time.
2 days. Surely you can stick around for 2 days.
I will have to discuss, but hopefully yes.
Make that hopefully a yes, Rufus, because, I mean, perhaps the next time you come back, people aren't going to be very welcoming to a mayor that just simply abandoned his post and let all the people pick up the pieces afterwards, because that's how they'll see it, Rufus.
I mean, these people could be more grateful considering he's off saving the world and trying to run the city and built it better and like killed a fuck ton of werewolves and that.
I agree with you, Dutch. I think they very well could be. Unfortunately, people are thick, and people are stupid, and people are vile. And that's just how people are. And that's how the world works, I'm afraid.
Indeed, and I owe it to them. So I shall wait.
Good. Well, I'll put the preparations in order, and there are a few candidates I can think of, Wayorah being one of them, but also Franwin Applebottom. She is very much liked, and she will, I'm sure, put herself forward again. Rowan, head of the watch, he's always had his eye on this sort of seat. Doesn't like me telling him what to do, you see. But he won't be able to escape that anyway, even if he's there. Isn't that right, Rufus? You know what?
No one can escape you, Wayland.
All this talk of vile people has got me quite cheery. I'm in much better mood now.
Yes, indeed. They are all worthy candidates, and yes, we should speak to them. Let them know that they are wanted.
Well, you have a word with Wayorah, and I'll put the word out for the rest. 2 days' time, Town Square will hold the meeting. Midday. Slightly less than 2 days. We can chip a bit off. I'm sure you're eager to get on with saving the world. Well, I have a lot of paperwork, so please.
Brother Drow, Dylan.
He's not here.
Oh no, Richter.
Yes, Lord. Well, yes, Rufus. Rufus, yes.
What do you have to say to Wayland? You had some news?
Regarding the stones? Is that what you mean?
I don't know. You chose to come to accompany us. Did you have nothing to give?
I was merely interested to see how Dutch's proceedings went. However, while I'm here, I do actually have a request of you, Waylon. I appreciate you're very busy. I won't take your time. I wondered if you might, obviously not you, you're busy, but would you be able to source a teacher of common, as in the tongue?
A tutor of some kind? Teach
of some kind,
common?
Yes. There is a, I suppose the term might be immigrants from very far away, currently staying at what is currently the mayoral residence by the name of Silas. She is a very close friend, but I do not believe she speaks a word of common. She has the ability to understand it, but communication is difficult.
Richter, I can think of no one better than Nathea. He has a firm grasp on the common tongue.
He does?
Nathea is a man after my own heart, somewhat. He will do the job.
Excellent. Oh, also, while I'm here, I don't know if it's of any interest to you.
It's not. Good.
No, but I have some sketches from the astral... Okay, never mind. All right, you're not interested. Okay, don't worry.
I'm unfortunately not that interested.
No.
There's too much to do here on the material realm to worry about other silly places. Good day. Good day. And
Wayland, one last thing. Before I leave and while I am still in office, I would like to readjust Dutch's sentence to something that is more practical, makes more sense, something that wasn't forged in a rash decision.
Go ahead. What did you have in mind?
I think what's important is his standing in the community, rather than just a ambiguous fine. What he needs is the trust of the people, of the loggers. If he can make it up some way, redeem himself, nodding at Richter,
Yes, nod.
then perhaps this will be suitable.
Well, yes, I mean, I suppose. You are Lord Mayor. You're asking me, but really, I mean, you can make that decision. Rowan probably won't be happy about it, but it's not really up to him, is it? Looks like
No,
you've
but
got
I value
some,
your opinion.
Looks like you've got some wood licking to do then, Dutch. Good day. And he turns round and begins just writing more papers. Brother Draug, you head towards the Fortune's Rest. You enter and it's totally empty, and there's just Grim in his elven form, head back against the bar, like behind the bar on the stool, but like sleeping with his head back. And he kind of wakes up when you come in. Oh, what happened to your eyes? I can't hear you.
Oh, so apologies. Perhaps we can discuss it over a drink. I thought I'd swing by to catch up.
That we can. And he gets a drink out, passes it over to you. Anything I can do you for, Brother Draug?
No, I just wanted to stop by my old friend Grim and see what he had to say about the goings-on around in Miri. See if he had any news on those of the White Tusk that remain here.
You know what? It's been pretty quiet actually. Not a lot going on really, but I mean I've seen Scars and Vargrian around, and you know we obviously they killed me before, but you know, bygones be bygones. At least it's over with now, that's what I say. But you know what? I mean, we're not doing very well here at the Fortune's Rest. Oh, Varian's been in and out a few times. He's around somewhere, but if you ask me, he's a bit weird at the moment. Something wrong with him in the head. He's acting all strange and is God and going on about a lot of nonsense to do with Bahamut and the North Wind. He always goes on about the North Wind all the time.
I wouldn't worry too much about him. He's just lost a little bit of his faith recently. I'm sure he'll come round.
Oh, is that it? I mean, it's pretty weird in general. The Boar's Tusk, the Brawling Boar, they've opened up a brothel. It's going really well for them. They're making a lot of money.
That's worrying. I'm
is
not
it
sure
though?
how.
I mean, Agmiri never really had a proper brothel. It was sort of just certain characters around town. But you know, now there's a place.
That.
It kind of works.
Yes, but Grim, as well, both of us being from larger cities, it's not something that we're particularly offended by. However, I'm sure his Lord Mayor would be interested to be notified of this information. So it's the two. So Scars and his brother have set this up.
Right, yeah, you know, the tavern that they had before, the Brawling Boar, they've just sort of expanded it into it's got a brothel too. You know, it's a bit like a saloon, they're calling it.
Have you heard anything from I've forgotten the name of the dwarven city.
Thaldoral.
Thaldoral. Do we have any news from there?
A little bit, drips and drabs here and there. I mean, the last I heard, it's still occupied by the Drow. But seemingly there haven't been any more refugees, and they're trading more with the surface world now. I mean, we get occasionally some shipments come in of ores and mines. There's occasionally dwarves come across the lake there, looking for trade. So I don't know. It's sort of
There's been no hostility at all.
no, none, and the people that have come aboard seem like they're just doing their job like normal. I suspect it's more a thing of power and who holds the key, but you know, there's hundreds of them dwarves living in that city, and you know, they gotta have livelihoods and things.
Well, thank you for this information. I apologize for giving you a start with this new visage of mine.
Yeah, that's all right. We all change all the time, don't we?
On that, how are you settling into your new your new body?
He kind of tells you about his time and you know, kind of struggling with it at first, and you kind of get it deep into your cups and begin kind of talking about old times and various things.
I'll explain to him what happened with regards to everything that happened in Baramark, and with regards to getting the quiver.
Cool, yeah,
sort of
yeah.
like
You just catch up like old friends, which it's nice to sort of have that. Zook, you're heading to see
the Hunters Guild.
See Aaron. You approach
Aaron.
You approach the Hunters Guild, and it seems to be empty. It's just open. You see the pews within, and you head slightly further out towards where you know Aaron's cabin is. And as you begin to approach, you can see a large hound bounding down the kind of dusty pathway, the sun beating down towards you. You're just floating along, and Unkong just whacks you to the ground and just begins like slobbering on your face. The big hound. You hear a voice, "Hey, Unkong, to me," and he comes back over. "Ah, Zook.
Oh,
It's good to see you."
Aaron.
He puts out his only arm and kind of pulls you to your floating feet.
Oh, kind of bob up. It's like, it's quite a hound. And Kong's strong, aren't you? How are you doing, Unkong? I say to Unkong.
Can you understand Unkong?
I'm casting speak with animals.
Unkong kind of like shakes his jowls, and spit kind of flies around.
I take out a little bit of bacon that I got from the butchers in town.
And he's just like, happy.
So am I.
Hungry, and then just begins like just chewing down the bacon. Is there anything specific you want to sort of ask of him? We're not going to RP the whole thing.
Well, I kind of would like to RP it.
Oh, you want to? Okay,
right.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Would you like to come inside? I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you.
Come inside.
Do you mind?
You mean come inside?
I mean, of course.
Meal and house, yeah.
Yes, if you'd like to. Or we can sit out in the beautiful air if you like.
No, it's okay. Come in for a spot of tea.
It's what city folks sit.
Chin. They're always off together, those two. And he walks into the house, starts brewing some tea. So, what news?
Well, we've returned from the Varamark. I won't bore you with the details. There was some gory business, some interesting things discovered about the world, but well, that's not really what I came here to say. I've been thinking. You were the first person that we met when we came to Umiri, and you've been good to us, the Gypsies.
Have I though? I mean, you helped me more than anything.
I know, but you introduced us to this town. It's your home, and it's become ours. I just feel like, if nothing else, you were the gateway to a life here for many of us, for all of us. And, well, I've been working on something, and as someone who's lost a limb, just like I have, I thought that it's best that I give back to someone that's given to us. So, please, if you don't mind, could you come and place your arm, or what was your arm, on the table. Trust me, it's something you'll want.
Okay. He leans forwards.
He lost his arm, right?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to roll it up a tad. Zook gets out some like crushed herbs and starts grinding them in a pestle and mortar to make a kind of like starts to make an oil, and he starts to like sort of rub it over the stump. And he says, "I just wanted to say my thank you. It's been a crazy few weeks, and I feel like giving back. Anyway." And he concentrates on the stump, and he starts like moving his hands back and forth as the oils suddenly start to glow a sort of very, very pale green, and they sort of set aflame, and they start curling around into the shape of a new arm as the skin kind of knits itself together and protrudes back into a hand. And I cast Regenerate on Aaron.
Amazing. I knew this was happening as soon as you were like,
Okay.
"Oh, I want to RP this." And
I
I was
wanna-
like, "Oh, shit, yeah." So you begin slowly kind of teasing this arm out, and it kind of comes out like a tendril, almost like a vine, and slowly coils and grows. And you continue to work it, and his face sort of widens as he kind of moves the tendon and the muscles, and they latch and grow until eventually a very kind of pale and newborn looking arm appears. He just kind of flexes it in front of him. I don't know what to say, Zook.
Please don't. You don't have to say anything. It's
He gets up
the
and
best.
storms out, knocking the door open. You see he grabs his bow and quiver off the wall, slings the quiver round. You step out round the side, and he says, "Unkong with me," and sort of jogging off towards the forest with a grin on his face. You can just see him
Aw,
off.
that is so fucking heartwarming.
I take a deep breath in. Oh, all right, okay.
He
Oh,
turns,
go
he
on.
turns as he runs and kind of stops and turns back to you, sort of at the edge of where the forest starts and the hills. And he gives you a knowing nod. And he
I give him
turns.
a kind of forest bow, and I start floating back to the town.
That was gorgeous.
You can have an inspiration dice.
That was
my friend.
lovely.
What are you doing next? You've got 2 days until this thing, so we can do it as downtime. If there's anything specific you want to kind of do in that meantime. In fact, Zook, what are you doing next?
Checking the. I should probably go check the Bellwood. Actually, I'll go back to my grove.
In which case, we will hold our downtime for a second, because it's been some time since you headed back. You track down past the various farms, and you can see Angmiri has expanded somewhat. Kunda must be working hard on the walls, because the walls are going up slowly. The kind of outer stone walls are still being built. You make your way into the Bellwood, and as you approach the grove, you see smoke rising from your hut.
Oh, maybe Rennick's in.
The trees seem to be silent, asleep just at the moment. They're just rooted down, and they're kind of swaying in the breeze. Choke's nowhere to be seen, but they sleep peacefully and still on the edge of the glade. There's a smell of kind of like musty, mushroomy soup.
Oh, must be Rennick. Maybe one of the other gnomes.
You head down, you open the door, and you move down into your burrow, and it's full of kind of steam. Steam is kind of coming across the ceiling, and you kind of move some of the steam out of the way, and there is a figure standing, facing away from you, hunched over. Not too big, probably like halfling size, but broader, like a short dwarf, hunched over a pot. You don't recognize them by smell, nor by sight. Some tea brews gently over the stove, and an earthy smell of herbs and crushed garlic wafts about the small interior. A broad, squat male figure stoops over a chopping board. They wear an old brown overcoat and large brown boots. They appear to not have noticed your presence.
I'm going to sort of part the steam a bit and approach and say, I'm sorry, but I think you've got the wrong burrow, friend. This is my home.
A gravelly voice comes forth from this figure. Let me just put the music back on.
Fucking squatters.
Without turning round, a gravelly voice emits, "Wondering round about when you showing up yourself?"
I'm sorry, do we know each other?
Oh, knowing not be the one, but knowing is the thing. And he turns round, and you see a broad square face that looks like it was chiseled from granite, with a rough mop of grey dusty hair and piercing orange topaz eyes like crystalline milky gemstones. His gaze is slightly unnerving, and he seems to stare off almost past you.
What? Sorry, you were expecting me?
Well, expecting is somewhat of the word, but nonetheless expecting it was.
You are talking in confusing terms. Do you have a name?
Georian, my name.
Georian.
Great topaz worm, the son of. Mother of the deep earthen deeps. Gullion is her name.
Gullion?
Gullion.
Gullion, right.
Mother of Georian.
Mother of Georian. I see. So Georian is your father? Or mother?
Georian is I.
Georian is you? Wait. So where have you come from? Oh, and why are you in my hut?
Well, if I tell you my story, I do. And he gives you over this pot of tea. It smells divine. It's almost like soup, but it's a tea.
I take it, I smell it, and I walk over to the stove and I take Cinder off my shoulder and I just put him on the stove. And I go and take a seat down on one of the little logs around the sort of stumpy table.
Oh, fancy fire Bernie does.
Yes, he's quite something. You're going to tell me a story of your own.
Grove, great magics it does exude. And curious being as me as I am, wanting to see and smell and learn for myself. I maketh my journey from the earthly to the heavenly bold. Wind at my side, all dark and dangly it was. Where at that man, I say, where at that man? So once again down back into the underbold I go, and once more up into the darker bold and the deepest of the forry, and keeps about until I finds this place.
I see. You live underground?
He picks his nose and pulls out what looks to be like a strand of dirt, and he just chews it down.
Oh fuck!
I'll take that as a yes then. Please,
Deep,
Gorian.
Deep in the underbold.
I see. And you've come looking for me?
smelling, tasting. Knowledge it is. Great knowledge exudes from this place.
Right. How did you hear of this place?
Smelling, tasting, learning I was.
I see. And what exactly is it that you intend to do now? Do you intend to live here?
A time, perhaps. I comfortable.
Right. Well, I haven't quite got the quarters in this burrow.
Oh, following me to the heavenly bold, and he moves down and pulls you along, and you go into your bedroom, and one of the walls is just not there, and there's just a tunnel that slowly descends.
What? This is quite uncouth. How have you... This is my home. You can't just come in. There's doors for a reason. I don't care if you live in the underground, Bold. I live in the up, Bold. And this is my Bold home, Bold. Please, sir.
Abode.
Well, come from the underbold I did, but didn't realise that... Never mind. I journey back, and he begins to turn and stoop his way down.
Wait, no, don't leave. I have more questions.
He turns with a wry grin.
Well, tell me, what would you like me to tell you? You came looking for knowledge. You say this place holds it. It holds a bit, I suppose.
Well, knowledge it seems, always it does. In the brain, in the heart, in the rock, in the gem. Us dragons always want to find knowledge, you see.
Oh.
And
I'm
that's where
sorry.
we'll end today's session.
Oh man! Oh, that was a hell of a clip.
Ah, yes.
Oh yes.
Meta-wise, Zook rolled
Yes.
this on his followers chart
What?
a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've been waiting so long.
Just hasn't been back
That-
for a really
That
long time.
motherfucker's a dragon.
That was not how I expected him to be.
He's a topaz dragon, son of a bitch.
Oh shit.
Awesome.
That is insane.
So good.
Oh, I'm back,
Ah.
baby. It feels so good.
Yeah, Richter.
We're back.
Feels so good. Oh, baby.
Very good.
Oh, Richter up in the house.
Richter in the
Oh,
house.
I didn't actually ask during the game, but I just assumed, meta-wise, the magical item that was destroyed was my cape, wasn't it?
Was your
Yeah.
cape.
I had a feeling, and honestly, I'm glad, because as much as I love the cape, it was so fucking overpowered.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Just
the cape.
flying, doing constant air support. Like, it will be nice to have to... Yeah, yeah,
The Gypsies AC 130.
yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Ooh. So you've got a couple of days downtime, basically, now. So, maybe decide a couple of things that you want to do. Like, you might want to have some things made so that when you return next time, they're done. There's plenty of people in town that you can pay money or ask favors of to
Yeah,
create
pay
your
money.
things.
Real funny. Ha ha ha.
There's other people to check in on. Can't hear you, Theo.
Right, turn
No,
it down a bit.
not at all, bro.
Can't hear me at
There we
all.
go. Can now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good now.
Oh, okay. Must be a delay or something. I've kept all my money in my pocket, I realised.
Very good. I think some people did. Some people didn't.
Hey,
yeah,
Tashi,
yes.
just out of interest, that fine collection of magical items that you have nearby you there, just in shop, is that available for purchase?
I actually don't know if you can buy it because it was a
Okay.
Kickstarter. But
Well, I think everyone should be kickstarting that right away.
Well, it got funded ages ago, but I know
Booyah.
that James Gifford has a patron, and he does maps and other sorts of magical items. And things
I
like
think
that.
he deserves many thousands more patrons. Let's see if we can get him there, people.
Uh-huh.
Pew, 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 pew. Let's get this.
Oh,
There he is.
oh,
I love the little drawing
mm.
of Wizard James.
There
So
he
good.
is. And with our new online D&D, he will. I've already spoken to him. That if you go to the Fae, he'll be ready. To
Yay! Cameos.
Yeah, I've actually got a few people lined up.
Oh.
for guest appearances.
Oh my god, I'm so
Oh my
hyped
God.
for that.
We might even
That
be
makes my
getting
butt
one
tingle.
next week, just so you know.
What?
Oh,
Because
What?
it's half term as well, so I've got more time. So we need to come up with a day that we're doing next week.
Yeah.
That potentially won't be the Wednesday again.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just ended it there because I know Mike usually has to go at 9:30.
Yeah.
And it felt like a good spot, but we'll have to have a chat about whether, because we can't really start until later because of Aiden, whether we play on without Mike for a bit in future or whether we will leave it at that.
We'll throw up a chat.
But thanks for watching, peeps. Until next time.
Adios.
Cool.
God
Next
bless.
Thanks,
Godspeed.